We are live at Collectco for Wednesday night's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know via comment. We would greatly appreciate it. We would greatly appreciate it. Starting at 7:30 tonight, which is a great time to start in my opinion. Not too early, and technically we're not too late. Craig's first on. Carlene. Tanner says we're late. Y'all know what? We got too much going on. I think by next week we'll be back to where everything's flowing like it was for the first part of the year. So like y'all know to get on at 7 and we'll be here. But right now it's kind of like just wait for the comment or just wait for the notification. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay. Let me post this everywhere I said I would post it. And also on our Instagram story. Let me crop this. Okay, good. That's all right. All right, so tonight we've got new vintage arrivals, new vinyl, and we'll go back through some crates, do some buy it now best offer. Hopefully the comments are working tonight. Me too. I think last night there was a couple mess ups where people couldn't see the comments on screen. Very odd, but let's do link live now. That'll at least get people close or let them know that we're live. And let me go over here to restream. Okay, the first thing is the record on the table, which I'll show in detail and actually where I'll read off the list and where you can claim it. I'll show this in detail. But this is a big week for record stores. Anytime you got anything new coming out by Pink Floyd or when the Beatles have something new coming out or let's see. Is mine still laying over there, Tanner? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, whenever you get a new release from Pink Floyd or the Beatles, even though when a new Beatles release come out, we don't really sell. We can sell the heck out of vintage Beatles albums. I mean, last couple shows we've sold every Beatles album I've shown, but seems like Pink Floyd stuff for sure. Anytime anything new comes out by Pink Floyd, it's a big day for record stores. So we actually got our shipment of the live Dark Side of the Moon. We have the live Dark Side of the Moons in. I'll show those and read off that pre-order list. Looks like we've pre-sold about 42. I'm going to have about 20-something left to sell tonight. And I thought I ordered enough where I'd have plenty to show for the week they came out. I have a feeling I'm going to probably sell all 20-something tonight. I don't know. Depends on who knows that record was even coming out. And then I'm really excited for the box set to come in. If the box set will be here by Friday, I'll do an unboxing video as soon as I have one on hand so I can get it up on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere else so you can see what's going on with the big box set. And also, we're expecting a restock of the Rush self-titled rediscovered box sets. I got 15 more of those being shipped out to me in the morning. So if you were on a waiting list for Rush box set, or if you know for sure you want one, I'm going to have plenty of extra now. So now we finally can say all Rush albums from self-titled to Hold Your Fire we have in stock and available for sale, which is incredible. Now if they could just do the other half of the Rush catalog, we'd be sitting real nice. And so would y'all's collections. First thing as always, I'm going to go through a bin of new vinyl. There's possibly some new releases in here. I know there's a couple titles we've never had before, and there's some stuff that has been selling, as the saying goes, like hotcakes, and we've got 2, 3, 4 more in stock to see who else needs or wants one. So first thing is a restock of The Killers Hot Fuss. The Killers Hot Fuss, $33.99. Mr. Brightside, somebody told me. all the things that I've done. Very great stuff there. We got 2 of those in stock. The Killer's Hot Fuss, $33.99. There was a wait list on that. And Joe Musser. Joe Musser, I have got one pulled for you. Joe Musser Hot Fuss. That's true, Jamie. We are missing one live album and Grace Under Pressure. Grace Under Pressure gets overlooked. I don't know what's up with that. I'm not for sure what's up with that release. But, I mean, we auctioned off an OG the other night. And we only got one bid. So, we got to get that album hyped up. I need to, I got to do my normal spell on it and get it really hyped up. Killers is $33.99. Finally, a restock where I've got plenty on hand. Seems like every night we have a waiting list for this. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Albert King was Stevie Ray Vaughan. $34.99. The Session, I think is what they called it. Stax Records, $34.99. I have 4 of those on hand, and I think they're all been filled. We're good. The last night we filled the last of the waiting list. That's Albert King with Stevie Ray Vaughan, $34.99. System of a Down, self-titled. System of a Down, self-titled, $28.99. And the other night we sold out of Audio Slaves. The new one, the new Audio Slave, Out of Exile, was announced first time on vinyl. And of course, when that happened, we had several other people, especially new people that didn't know we had the first album in stock, but we do. This is $39.99. Audio Slave, $39.99. I've got 3 copies of System of a Down, Mesmerize. And James Bragg, you were on a waiting list for this. System of a Down, Mesmerize. $28.99. What's that? And Eli Tomlinson as well, yes. Eli Tomlinson and James Bragg. I've got 3 of these available. System of a Down, Mesmerize. The Leonard Skinner Innards, which is Leonard Skinner's greatest hits, Michelle Phillips. I have you down for one of those already. I have one available if anybody wants that, $26.99. The Black Crowes, 1972. The Black Crowes is $28.99. And Rush, Permanent Waves. I got down to 1 copy in our bin. We got down to 1 copy of Rush, Permanent Waves. I have another one here, 180 gram, direct metal mastering, $39.99 for Permanent Waves. And Susie was first on the Leonard Skinner. So there's, the other night I told you there's like 3 Leonard Skinners that's in print as far as the hits. There's this one, there's Leonard Skinner Icon, and then there's Leonard Skinner Collected from Music on Vinyl. Here and there, we've been getting all 3 of them in, and we sell out of all 3 of them, and I think there's at least a waiting list for 1 of each. So this goes to Susie and Wendy and Brent if you want on the waiting list for that. I think I've already got more on the way, to be honest. So anything Leonard Skinner on it, we usually order it. The Black Crowes, somebody asked me the other night for this album, and I realized we were out of them. The Southern Harmony, A Musical Companion, $48.99. That is $48.99. That is a 2LP Black Crowes, Southern Harmony, A Musical Companion. Greg Rogers on SOD, System of Down. System of Down. So that, do you want Mesmerize, Greg, or self-titled? Let me know which of those 2 you want. Here's an overkill that we have not had before. There's only 3 of them. It's called, I'll let you read it. There's the name of it. Overkill, $31.99. That one is the only one we haven't been able to get that is currently in stock that's not a pre-order. Overkill is $31.99. Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy, $36.99. Classic albums. Ace Frehley's Greatest Hits Live. Ace Frehley, there was a waiting list for this. Darren Wortman, I already have you down for 1. Darren Wortman, I've got you down for an Ace Frehley already. And here's the other overkill. If anybody wants this one, comment Under the Influence. And this is on yellow marbled vinyl, overkill. $34.99. So Greg, let me know which System of a Down you want. Martin Pryor wants an overkill, this one here. So does Brandon Jackson. And Tony Alejandro wants a Black Crowes. Tony, that's sold to you. Jared Benoit wants a Thin Lizzy. Jared, that's sold to you. And the other overkill, I've got 2 picture discs, new picture discs. We have Ace Frehley and Paul Stanley. These are $38.99. Ace Frehley and Paul Stanley. Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley. $38.99. New picture disc. And I think I can get the other ones as well. If anybody wants those, let me know. Stacy, you're first. Let me know which one you want. So we got Jared. Greg Rogers wants a Mesmerize from System of a Down. That's sold to Greg Rogers. Stacy wants the Paul Stanley picture disc. That's sold to Stacy. Floyd wants the Overkill Middle Finger album. That's sold to Floyd. And Tony wants the Stevie Ray Vaughan and Albert King Session. That's also sold to Tony. And then Wade Lucas, I'll get you a Paul, but I'll go ahead and pull you an Ace. There's Ace. That is sold to Wade. Yes, the Overkill is a 2LP on green, black, and white splatter vinyl. Ken is absolutely correct. I didn't even mention that. Music-wise, what's the best Kiss solo record? In my opinion, it's Ace Frehley. A lot of people think very highly of Paul Stanley's. Then I guess Gene probably would be in that discussion for, I don't know. You'll hear lots of opinions. It's lots of opinions, but Ace Frehley is the best to me. Absolutely to me. It's no debate on first. So for me, for a lot of other people, for sure. The Killers, Hot Fuss. That's one of the most debated musical Kiss questions you can ask, especially for a Kiss fan. Who's the best solo? I like it's got New York Groove, Rip It Up, and I Need Your Love. Those are three great songs. And to me, there's not a really great standout song on all the others like those. I mean, those are like great rock songs. The Killers, Hot Fuss, especially Rip It Up and I Need Your Love, or whatever that one is. I don't have it to read off the tracks, but Rip It Out, not Rip It Up. Rip It Up is the one we was getting confused the other night about Elvis. So, The Killers is $33.99. The Killers is $33.99. Here's what's left in this first bin. Hot Fuss, $33.99. Albert King with Stevie Ray Vaughan, $34.99. Albert King with Stevie Ray Vaughan, $34.99. 3 of those available. System of a Down, self-titled, $28.99. Audio Slave, self-titled, Chris Cornell, Tom Morello. Mention that usually gets everybody interested. $39.99. Joe Ives wants a copy of The Killers. I have 0 more Ace Frehleys. For the picture disc, though, that's for the black vinyl. Yeah, we do have a waiting list already for the black vinyl, but I can't get those. System of a Down, $28.99. That's Mesmerize. The Black Crowes, 1972, $28.99. Rush, Permanent Waves. Begin the Day with a Friendly Voice. The Black Crowes, Southern Harmony, a Musical Companion, $48.99. Ace Frehley's Greatest Hits Live, $33.99. And Overkill, Under the Influence. And Tom Sullivan, you were on a waiting list for that. We've already got you one pulled. Michael Sprodling on Audio Slave. Trey Mendenhall wants on the waiting list for Ace Frehley on black vinyl. That's so strange. Forever we had like 1 or 2 copies of that record lingering around on black vinyl. I could not sell it. Of course, I wasn't going to discount it. If I discounted it like $1, we probably could have sold it. Finally, somebody bought it one night just randomly, and then ever since then, we've had a waiting list, and I probably could sell a dozen of them right now. So that's how things usually go, though. All right, I haven't been here long, but I'm gonna see what records John has us priced. We had a collection walk in the door the other night, in the store the other day, and we're gonna go through that. This crate here looks like some really good. It has a lot of Beatles. I see some Led Zeppelin, and a lot of like popular country titles. Actually, our first auction of the night is going to be a country record, and that is Randy Travis, Always and Forever. Randy Travis, Always and Forever. Has the original inner sleeve with it. Randy Travis, except for a couple records that was repressed, I'll show you actually one of them. We still have them in stock. His catalog has never been reissued recently. So people, I mean, in the store, messages, people always needing these Randy Travis albums. And so you just got to look for the OGs. This is a near mint copy. Very nice. That's a $25 start. Randy Travis, Always and Forever. And we got a Keith Whitley. And this is going to be a great opportunity for someone to finally pick one of these up if you don't have it. We was able to get this in a collection. I'm going to put it up for auction. It's a super clean copy, as in near mint minus on the LP. It has the original inner sleeve. It does have a saw mark on it. It was a cutout. Keith Whitley, $75 start. $75 start, Keith Whitley. That is up for auction. $75 start on Keith Whitley. We had a sealed copy the other night. I think I was wanting a $150 start. So $25 on Randy Travis and a $75 on Keith Whitley. Okay, and make sure I didn't miss anything. Trey, I've got you on that. The Nick Mason box set is still available, Aaron. The Nick Mason box set is still available. Okay, let me go and grab this crate that I just pulled those out of. Let me grab this crate, and we'll start selling some records. These are our first crate of new vintage vinyl. Thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. If you're just hopping on, I see a big jump in viewers. We're really just getting started right now. So this is our first crate of vintage. I went through one crate of new vinyl. We sold out of some titles, but it will be stuff we can bring back. I've still got 1, 2, 3 more crates of new vinyl to go through, not including the Pink Floyds that I'm going to show. I'm going to wait for everybody to get on, probably after this crate, then I'll officially show the Pink Floyds. All right, we have Dwayne Eddy. Dwayne Eddy and his twanging guitar, The Rebels. That's a much later album, 1999. The Greatest Hits of Carl Perkins, 1999. That's in shrink wrap. Rod Stewart, A Night on the Town, $14.99. Rod Stewart. The Dave Clark 5, Weekend in London, in shrink wrap, $12.99. Rod Stewart, Never a Dull Moment. Rod Stewart is 1999. Jay and the Americans, Greatest Hits. Jay and the Americans, Greatest Hits, $9.99. Meat and Gravy from Cadillac Baby. That is $14.99. Meat and Gravy from Cadillac Baby. Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same. This is a 1976 specialty press. Not a bad looking copy, $49.99. Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same. Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits, a sealed copy, unopened, $24.99. Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits and Frank Sinatra, A Man Alone, $14.99. Greg, no word on that. I don't think I've looked into order them yet. I was trying to wait as long as possible in case the red vinyl came in, but I will finally go ahead and get you the black vinyl if I can get it. And sorry for the delay. Okay, so we have a Keith Whitley up for auction. Wayne Carr has that for $75, going twice, going 3 times. Keith Whitley is up for auction, $75, going twice, going 3 times. Randy Travis, $25.25. Paul Brothers, $30. And Brent also bid $75. So we got 2 bids on Keith Whitley. Wayne Carr was in first, and Paul Brothers, the high bidder, on Randy Travis at $30. Stacy Metternich wants Jay and the Americans. That's sold to Stacy Metternich. Jim Anstant was first to Led Zeppelin. And Gary Samuels, we've already sold it. The Age of Television, a chronicle of the first 25 years. We had a sealed copy of that the other night. Here's an opened one. That is near mint with the book, $14.99. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, 9 Tonight. 2 LP live Bob Seger, original inner sleeves, gatefold, $29.99. Hank Williams Jr., Wild Streak, $24.99. Hank Williams Jr., Wild Streak, $24.99. Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson, Poncho and Lefty, $14.99. Poncho and Lefty. Waylon, Black on Black, Waylon Jennings, $24.99. Waylon's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $19.99. Has a little bit of sticker residue there, a little wear on the back. $19.99. Johnny Cash, Bitter Tears, $19.99. Ballads of the American Indian, original Columbia 2i label, $19.99. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, Rockabilly Blues, also $19.99. There's a couple we don't get as often, those 2. And here's one I've never seen. Looks like Hard Times and Blues, Johnny Cash. It's off on some kind of budget label, Out of Town Distributors. obviously, but still never seen that one. 1999. Keith Whitley was at 75. Brent's back in at 80. Then Randy Travis, we got 35, 32, 36, and now 40. David Tate wants the Waylon Black on Black. That's so did David Tate. The very best of Hank Williams. 1999 on that. And Hank Williams, Sing Me a Blue Song. 1957 first press. The cover does have some seam splits at the top and the bottom, but this is a 1957 original first press. That's the label you want to see on MGM records. Yellow and black, especially for Hank Williams. That's $39.99. The cover's a VG minus. Very nice. On Stage, Volume 2, Hank Williams. That is live performance, 1999. Hank Williams Sr. live at the Grand Ole Opry, $24.99. And Mark Almond is sealed from 1972, $29.99. Mark Almond, sealed, 1972, $29.99. Internal Blues Machine, featuring the main themes from the original soundtrack of Adios Amigo. That is $24.99. The Beatles Rarities, $34.99. Gatefold. This is the one where on the back it actually tells what the rarity is, like the Penny Lane with the extra horn at the end, and the other version of Help. In addition, a cleaner British version was added. This version is the more rare than the album version. It's been included in here, each with a different lead vocal. Help, $34.99, or that's Beatles Rarities. The Beatles Love Songs is $34.99. Gatefold, this has the booklet foil cover. That's the U.S. version of that, $34.99. And the Beatles 62 to 66. This is on red vinyl, the U.S. press. Capitol, $99.99. The Beatles 62 to 66, red vinyl. Okay, so we pulled Waylon. We have Brent Rabley on the Hank Sr., this very nice one right here. Greg Rogers on the Johnny Cash Blues. Greg Rogers wants the Waylon Jennings Greatest Hits. That is sold to Greg Rogers, the Waylon Jennings Greatest Hits. And we have Randy Travis, Always and Forever. Final Call, Paul Brothers has that for $40, going twice, going 3 times. And Brent Rabley has the Keith Whitley for $80. That's going twice, going 3 times. And no, this wasn't a country night. If I show 10 country records in a row, there's at least 2 to 5 comments where people saying, is this a country night? No. But what happens if I show 10 rock albums in a row, people don't say, is this a rock night? The Beatles, I've already showed that. That's on red vinyl. We have Paul McCartney, London Town, $24.99. Paul McCartney, London Town, $24.99. Central Nervous System, I Could Have Danced All Night, $24.99. Central Nervous System, $24.99. Eagles, One of These Nights is $34.99. And Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. This is $24.99. Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. Tennessee Ernie Ford sings Civil War Songs of the South, $24.99. Tennessee Ernie Ford. Let's see here. David Tate, Chris Wood Sr., Have I Been Blocked? No, You Have Not. Randy Tate's at 42 on David Tate's at 42 on Randy Travis. That was at a Final Call. Paul Brothers is at 45. Wes Montgomery, California Dreamin', 1999. And John Fitzgerald Kennedy is Sealed, a memorial album, $29.99. John Mayall, Back to the Roots, $39.99. This has the booklet with it, 2 LP, very nice copy, $39.99. Brent Rabley is going to go in the Hall of Fame. He's going to tell his grandchildren one day he was able to get a Keith Whitley album at auction on CollectCo Live for just $80. This is sold to Brent Rabley for $80. That's a Hall of Fame moment for him. Randy Travis is at $45 with Paul Brothers. David Tate says he's out. Going twice, going 3 times. Rick Derringer, Glass Derringer. Rick Derringer is $19.99. We have Fresh Air 4. Fresh Air 4, $14.99. The Beatles Talk is $19.99. Beatle Talk, that's an interview disc. Mind Games, John Lennon, $19.99. We have Plastic Ono Band. That's a 1970 Scranton press in shrink wrap. Original inner sleeve. Very nice copy. Plastic Ono Band, John Lennon, shrink wrap. that is one you would want. $29.99. Walls and Bridges, one of John Lennon's studio albums. This is a 1974 Los Angeles press with the book, $39.99. And Two Virgins, John and Yoko. This is a bootleg copy, $34.99. This album was heavily counterfeited and bootlegged. That is $34.99. The Bee Gees, Rare, Precious, and Beautiful is $19.99. The Bee Gees, Rare, Precious, and Beautiful. Beautiful. Paul Brothers gets the Randy Travis for $45. That's sold to Paul Brothers. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. I'm pretty positive someone asked the price on this. R.J. Myers, Hank at the Ryman price, $24.99. Now, if you need any prices in here, let me know. I'm just going to read through the titles, and I'm going to go grab our bin of tonight's newest Japanese arrivals and get some of those rolling. Brian C. gets John Lennon, Walls and Bridges, and R.J. Myers wants Hank Sr. live at the Grand Ole Opry. Let me go grab tonight's Japanese stuff. It's like 10 steps away. I'm going to read through these titles. It's about half of a crate of country, about half of a crate of Beatles, and about 5% everything else, which those percentages did not add up, but I think you get what I mean. So last night we started on this crate of Japanese vinyl, but I did not get to finish it. We're going to finish it tonight. Hopefully the whole crate gets sold. I'm going to pull some stuff out of the middle. How about the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack and the Eagles' Desperado? So, another really nice Eagles album. We had, I think, one of these nights. By the way, there's some people, I think, struggling with their Facebook feed. They're commenting, but it doesn't show up in their chat. I have no idea on that. That sounds like a Facebook bug. I know the other day the app updated, so they probably have some problems. This is a near mint pristine Japanese pressing of the Eagles' Desperado. The Eagles' Desperado. This is a $45 start. There is the lyric insert. We have the very nice cover with Obi. Overall, a near mint copy. Textured cover, perfect Obi. No aging spots on this one. Very, very nice. That's a $45 start on the Eagles' Desperado. And the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Boy, this looks nice. You have 2 LP. It's not actually a hype sticker. That's made on the cover. Has the Obi 2 LP pristine Japanese vinyl. $35 start on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Near mint minus pristine Japanese pressing. There's both LPs. It also includes a lyric insert, and you get a very nice gatefold cover with Obi, almost no signs of wear. Even perfectly sharp, new-looking corners. $35 start on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Eagles 45, SNF 35. I've already been through these. I'm just going to read the titles. If you want prices, let me know. Dwayne Eddy, The Great Carl Perkins. Dave Clark 5, Wild Weekend or Weekend in London. Rod Stewart, Night on the Town. Rod Stewart, Never a Dull Moment. Meat and Gravy from Cadillac Baby. Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits. Frank Sinatra, A Man Alone. The Age of Television. Bob Seger, 9 to Night. Hank Williams Jr., Wild Streak. Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson. Johnny Cash. Hank Sr. Hank Sr. Live on Stage Volume 2. Sealed Mark Allman. Adios Amigos soundtrack. The Beatles Rarities. The Beatles Love Songs. 62 to 66. Red Vinyl. London Town. Central Nervous System. Eagles One of These Nights. U.S. Press. Chuck Berry Golden Hits. Tennessee Ernie Ford Civil War Songs. Wes Montgomery JFK Memorial Album Sealed. Back to the Roots, John Mayall, Rick Derringer, Glass Derringer, Fresh Air, The Beatles Interview, John Lennon Mind Games, John Lennon Plastic Ono Band, John Lennon Two Virgins, and Bee Gees Rare, Precious, and Beautiful. That's our first crate of new vintage arrivals. Now, we have a ton of new vinyl. I'm going to go ahead and show this release here, which is pretty big for this week, and that is the new Dark Side of the Moon. If you know for sure you wasn't on the pre-order, you can go ahead and claim one right now. Let me read off this list. Not before I tell you what it is first. This is the new, comes out Friday, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, 50th Anniversary Edition. This is not the Pink Floyd album. This is Dark Side of the Moon live at Wembley, 1974, recorded at the Empire Pool, Wembley, London. This is the complete, full Dark Side of the Moon album live in 1974. I think this has been circulating for years as a bootleg. This is now officially released as the 50th anniversary celebration. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, live. That is $39.99. Let me read off the pre-order for that. This is everybody who already got one. It is $39.99. It is this 2 LPs or did they do it as one? I guess they did. Yeah, they did it as one. Maybe it has a booklet, something else with it. Not real for sure. I don't think it does. Maybe it's just the LP. Here's the pre-order for that. Joe Barrios, Jerry Stone, Clayton Harden, Tracy McFadden, Jeff Helton, Matt Hamilton, Cameron Nance, Greg Hagewood, Jeff McIntosh, Axel Horn, Christopher Nagy, Scott Smith, Sherry Darnell, R.J. Myers, George Delisle, Darren Wortman, Steve Botsford, Woods Felix, Aaron Jolly, David Howard, Chris Crowley, Rich Recor, Brian Sharkey, Chris Ohl, Conrad Murak, Shane Fiddler, Joe Musser, Debbie Whited, Jonathan Berg, Stephen Chesney, Steve Howe, William Simmons, Jesse Hood, Corey Jackson, William Nathaniel, William Condry, Sharon Ott, Alyssa Smith, Chris Kingsley, Paul Brothers, Susie Breedlove, and Randy Davis. That's everybody who has one pre-ordered. Back up to the top right quick. Tracy McFadden is in on Saturday Night Fever at 35, going twice, going 3 times. And Michael Nath has the Eagles for 45, going twice, going 3 times. Yeah. Price on Songs of the Civil War. John Duran, that was $24.99. Johnny Cash, the second album, how much? Those were both $19.99. Both of the Johnny Cash left in there were $19.99. Now the Pink Floyds. Mike Vandergint wants one. So does Ken Crooker and Michael Potts. Kirk Fields also getting one. And Scott Smith, the 2 Virgins, I think was 24. Let me check on that. The 2 Virgins was $34.99. $34.99. Let's see. Next was Nick Todd, Jason Dobb, Gary Samuels, David Schroeder. And that is the Pink Floyd live at Wembley, 1974. Live, Dark Side of the Moon, live at Wembley. And Scott Smith said sold on the John Lennon 2 Virgins, John and Yoko. If you pull back this brown paper bag, you will see an absolutely horrid picture of John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Lorianne, let me know if you wanted Johnny Cash. They were both the same price. I need to make sure I'm pulling you the right one. I'm assuming Rockabilly Blues, because that was the second one. So Lorianne Lopez, I'm going to pull you Rockabilly Blues. Now, the 50th anniversary box set should be here on Friday. I think I've got 5 or 6 pre-sold. So I'm keeping one. So I'll have between 4 or 5. I'm not going to stock a whole lot because they are like $300. So, and you know me, we don't overstock box sets. I was actually trying to reduce some this week in inventory. But yes, they're $324.99. I think I'm going to have 4 or 5 to sell. And there's no cancellations. If you claim one, you've got to pay for it, or it could jeopardize your future purchasing history. I think I actually put that in the pre-order. Do not pre-order this unless you absolutely are going to pay for it, or it could jeopardize your future status buying privileges with Coletco. Okay, Tracy McFadden gets Saturday Night Fever for $35, and Michael Nath gets the Eagles for $45. Let me put up 2 new Japanese pressings, not before I actually go through a crate of new vinyl. I do have some new stuff over here. That was just Dark Side of the Moon, so let's go ahead and go through this one. If anybody else wants a Dark Side of the Moon, looks like I've got about 15 left. Let's see here. How can you tell if 2 Virgins is a bootleg? Well, you might want to look that up on Discogs to get an exact description, but mostly it has something to do with the label. I think the label, the matte finish on the label is a key indicator. It depends if it has a matte finish. Sometimes you can just tell they weren't pressed very well, the vinyl quality. But the original ones are really tough to find, and also the John and Yoko Wedding album box set, that's a very tough record to find. They're usually destroyed, just like the original Beatles Let It Be box sets. Those are usually like flattened. We have the Knack. Get the Knack, My Sharona. This is a $35 start, near mint and pristine. Japanese vinyl. There is the LP. There is the lyric insert. There's the very nice cover with Obi. The Knack is a $35 start, Japanese press of that. And the classic Journey Escape. Journey Escape. $45 start, near mint and pristine. Journey, there's the lyric insert, and there is original embossed cover, the Obi. Sometimes the Obi's at the top. I like this one, the traditional style Obi. Has a picture of the band there. Journey's a $45 start. There's an OG Let It Be box set. Yes, there is. I think it was only released in the UK. It's about that thick. It has a book with it, and then the album's inside. Yes, there is an original UK press Let It Be box set. I've only ever had a couple. They also released it in Canada. I had a UK before and a Canadian one. And all the records I've bought. A restock of Kiss Alive, 2014 remaster, $44.99 for Kiss Alive. And we have the new NSYNC. And Tanner, there was a pre-order for this. I don't have it wrote down yet. I'll go ahead and show it because I do have more on the way. If you've pre-ordered one, I only got 2 originally, and I think I've pre-sold like 12. So I had to order like 15 more. This is sold a lot better than I thought. NSYNC 25th anniversary features the hits I Want You Back, Tearing Up My Heart. God Must Have Spent a Lot More Time on You. That hadn't been pressed on vinyl in quite some time. Mr. Justin Timberlake, NSYNC, $31.99. If you're not on that list from the post, go ahead and claim one now. I'm not actually going to tag you with one, but we will have them on this week's invoice. I think I ordered enough where I'm going to have like 5 or 6 extras to sell, not counting everybody who's already commented on the post. So I'm just going to leave these in the bin, and those are $31.99. We'll put Jerry Stone's name down just like it's on a waiting list, but you will get one this week. Or we can go ahead and hand it to you. Those are all pre. Okay. Well, I was going to leave it so I can go back through and show them again, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll take one just to show it again. I won't forget to pull it out, though. Jason Dobb has Journey at $50, going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell that to Jason. If anybody wants on the knack, let me know. NXS Kick, this is $29.99. NXS Kick is $29.99. There's also a Dark Side of the Moon book coming out. Craig just commented about the book. We had a pre-order posted for the book as well. I've got 3 of those pre-sold. I'm going to have a couple extras to keep. And I think that book is inside of the box set, so I don't know if I'll need one. But knowing me, being a Pink Floyd collector, I'll probably keep one anyway. U2, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb, $33.99 for U2, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. Testament, Demonic. Testament is $34.99. Who's my favorite NSYNC singer? I actually only know Justin Timberlake. I don't know the other fellers. Don't know those guys. Van Halen, self-titled, is $31.99. Van Halen, $31.99. Depeche Mode, Songs of Faith and Devotion. I didn't realize we had no Depeche Mode in the store. Plus, the new album comes out this week. So I was like, got to grab some Depeche Mode. We got Songs of Faith and Devotion, $29.99. Sabotage, Handful of Rain. Sabotage is a transparent blue LP with 12-page book and slip mat. That's $44.99. Rich Russo wants Depeche Mode. So I've ordered some of these to take waiting list on. These are for sure in stock and I can get them. So if anybody else wants a Songs of Faith and Devotion, let me know. That one goes to Rich Russo. And we have the new Bob Marley stuff. So are these numbered? Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting the rest tomorrow. But pretty much the entire Bob Marley catalog, is being reissued. And here's the first one we have in, Uprising. I think this is the only one we have tonight. This is Uprising. They're numbered on the back. See, this is number 2713 and 2711, or 2713 and 2711. $36.99. So the Bob Marley stuff, I think they're half-speed masters, all being reissued. This one's called Uprising, $36.99. So his entire catalog is being repressed. The Beatles, with the Beatles, $36.99. And Led Zeppelin 3 is $31.99. $31.99. Doc Smith on Uprising, and so is Colin Butler. Anybody else want on any of these, let me know. And let's see. Mike McGinnis, the Knack auction is over. If you want this, it's a $35 buy it now. If anybody else wants it, let me know in case Mike passes. And Peter, this is sold to Jason Dobb unless you're interested. I need to pull this. It's been up for a while. I did a final call on it. High bid is $50. If you want to bid, I technically, since you asked, I need to leave it up a couple more moments. Sometimes if something's been up an extraordinary long time and I forget to sell it, I'll go ahead and sell it. Jason has this for $50. I'm about to sell it if you say you're out. If not, I'm going to sell it. Or if you are in, we'll keep bidding on it. And then the knack, it's over if anybody wants that for a $35 buy it now. Doc and Colin got a Bob Marley. Sherry Darnell wants on that waiting list. That is Uprising. Uprising. And Jason Dobb wants on the Depeche Mode waiting list for Songs of Faith and Devotion. And Paul Brothers wants on the NSYNC waiting list. So, let me see what I've got here. Okay, I know I have more of these on the way, but this is the new Lana Del Rey. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? And this is the limited edition green vinyl, and it has an alternate cover. Boy, I wonder if they know that's our nightly dose of nudity tonight. Lana Del Rey, that is $44.99. Parental advisory. Absolutely. $44.99. So, it's weird. I got these from like 2 different places. We got one, then we ordered 3, 4 more, and then I think I've got 2 or 3 more coming. So those are $44.99, and that is Lana Del Rey, $44.99. Alternate artwork for sure. House of Pain, Fine Malt Lyrics is $33.99. The debut studio album that has Jump Around on it, that is $33.99. Okay, so Knack is a $35 buy it now. Put Matthew Knight down for the Uprising waiting list. You know, I meant to post all these Bob Marleys as a pre-order, but once again, they told me very little information. I mean, I didn't even get artwork. I didn't get the total details. I need to let some of these labels know. If they would tell us more about these records, we probably could sell more for them. Sometimes we don't know what we're getting until physically we see it and we can read the hype sticker. We don't know what we're getting sometimes. I don't think they know sometimes what they're making. So, okay, Peter has bid $55. Jason, and 10 seconds earlier, or 10 seconds sooner, and that would have been yours. Peter has bid $55. So that is now still up for auction to anybody. Journey Escape, Peter Policino's at $55. Jason Dobb, just let me know if you're in or out. The other Bob Marleys will be here tomorrow. We have his entire discography. Paul Brothers wants the Lana Del Rey. That's sold to Paul Brothers. The Knack album is a $35 buy it now, Chris Gleason. It's the Knack self-titled. Matthew Knight on the Uprising waiting list. Jerry Stone wants House of Pain. And Chris Gleason wants the Knack. Rock and Shop, Mr. Eddie Bruce is at $60. That is at $60. Yes, you get a free jump rope with the House of Pain. Mr. Jerry Stone, you get a free jump rope. Edward Star Wars also on Lana Del Rey. And Jason Dobbs at $60 on Journey. We've already got Eddie Bruce in. The Kiss Alive was $44.99. Physical Graffiti 2LP 40th Anniversary Edition, $44.99. We have Collective Soul Blood, $28.99. And the new Fall Out Boy, which there was Paul Brothers. Paul Brothers has claimed one of those. I don't think anyone else has. Not new Fall Out Boy. The Knack was $35. Chris Gleason, I've got you down for the Knack. Fall Out Boy, so much for Stardust. Limited edition Coke Bottle Clear. Reissue of that album. New for this week, $33.99. I have 2 of those. And Depeche Mode, Construction Time Again. Depeche Mode is $29.99. So Edward Star Wars on the Lana Del Rey waiting list. That's a mouthful. Jason Dobb is back in on Journey at $65. So we got 3 bidders now on Journey. Escape, high bid is $65. Eddie, you're out. And Peter Policino, you're out. We've got a new Japanese auction, which is going to be Aerosmith Rocks. I'm going to start this one at just $35. Why? I don't know, but I am. Aerosmith Rocks, near mint pristine, Japanese vinyl. There's the original insert. There's the original anti-static inner sleeve. There's the insert. This is a $35 start, Aerosmith Rocks. This gold foil looks like the Willy Wonka golden ticket. It always shows wear. This one's actually really nice. That is a $35 start on that. Okay. Kiss Alive was $44.99. I'll show that again in just a second. Which Lana Del Rey? That was the new one. There's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard. Green vinyl, alternate nudity artwork. $44.99. Green vinyl. That we will have more of those in. Journey's at $70 with Eddie Bruce. Chris Wood's in on Aerosmith at $35 and Peter's out. So Journey's between Jason Daub and Eddie Bruce. Let's go through this crate one more time. Kiss. That's Paul Brothers. Yeah, he was on the pre-order. I didn't have it typed. Luckily, Tanner got here before me, and he pulled all the pre-orders, and some things are in here because I didn't have them on our spreadsheet yet. I'll make a post. I'll count how many people's bought them. You know, I'll reply to your comments. I do that not only get everybody in the correct order in case we're allocated, but so I know how to order. Some things I'm like, whoa, it's a lot of comments, and I have to go through and reply to everybody and kind of count them out. So we don't over-order or under-order. Kind of hit the middle. Kiss Alive, $44.99, 2LP remaster. Those sound fantastic. NSYNC, these are all sold, but there's more on the way. I've sold more of these this week than I thought. I'm going to go ahead and officially pull it out of the crate now. If anybody wants on this waiting list, let me know. 25th anniversary. Does that make some of y'all feel old? That's already been out 25 years. $31.99, NSYNC. We have NXS Kick, $29.99. U2, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. I said the other night, this has got some great tracks on it. The first track's Vertigo. You know, I always looked at this album, and I don't think I listened to it its entirety until the other night when we got a used copy. But yeah, you know, it just don't get talked about a lot, but it's a really good U2 album for that era of U2. $33.99, depends on which era of U2 you like. Testament Demonic, $34.99. Van Halen, $31.99. It's also very hard to find OG press of that, being the year it came out, which I think was 2004. Savatage, Handful of Rain, $44.99. With the Beatles, $36.99, the UK version. Led Zeppelin 3, $31.99. I restocked some Led Zeppelin stuff. Physical Graffiti, so hard to find clean originals of that now for some reason. Blood by Collective Soul, $28.99. New Fall Out Boy, $33.99, and Depeche Mode, Construction Time Again, $29.99. All right, Eddie Bruce, let me know if you're in or out on Journey. Jason Daub has that for $75, and James Bragg is at $37 on Rocks. James Bragg was in first on Rocks at $37. I have more new vinyl, but not before we go through a bin of vintage stuff. Let me see what John's got us over here. These are all vintage LPs that we have not been through before. Looks like he's hit another batch of Beatles stuff and some souls in here and some rock, and yeah, let's go through this. New vintage arrivals. Let's see here. Rock and Shop is out. So high bid on Journey is $75, going twice, going 3 times. Chris is at $40 on Rocks, and Michael Church wants UI. That was, I'm not for sure. I think he meant U2. Possibly. We'll wait and see what he says. And then he put apostrophe backspace colon. He's really making it difficult on me. James Bragg's at $42 on Aerosmith Rocks. Dr. Feelgood, not Motley Crue. This is Dr. Feelgood's the artist. Malpractice. That is $24.99. Lots of People. John Mayall recorded live from the Roxy in Los Angeles. Now there's a John Mayall I bet Tony Murphy don't have. Lots of People, $19.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Girls Go Wild, $19.99. I think that's not the actual name of the album. I think it's just self-titled, Fabulous Thunderbirds. Yeah, that is $19.99. Fresh Air 2 is $19.99, Fresh Air 2, and Fresh Air 3 is $14.99. I think we also have the Vangelis China, Vangelis, $9.99, and Deep Purple Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, $26.99. Deep Purple live with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, $26.99. See, Metallica wasn't the first rock band to play with an orchestra. I don't know. Was there somebody before Deep Purple? I guess you could say the Moody Blues or the Beatles around 67. Let's see. Rocks 37, Rocks 37, Rocks 42, and Stephanie's out. So final call on Rocks. Let's go ahead and sell. Let's go ahead and sell Journey for $75 to Jason Dobb. Yes, make sure that's Paul Brothers on that Fallout Boy and not, or Paul Beal. Sorry, get my Pauls mixed up. Yes, Paul Beal. It was for sure Paul Beal, not Paul Brothers. No, on the Fallout Boy you tagged. That wasn't a live claim. Final call on Rocks. Jason Dobb got Journey for $75. Ryan Anderson gets the Dr. Feelgood. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. The Lana Del Rey, we only had one, but there's more on the way. So, Scott, they're not all sold. I mean, I know for sure some have shipped. So, if you want one, just let me know. Greg Brummett wants a Fabulous Thunderbirds. Rob Scheffler on Vangelis. That's sold to Rob Scheffler. And I'm going to go ahead and sell Rocks so I can put up a new auction. That's sold to James Bragg for $42. We have a whole crate of Japanese LPs to get to. Next, I was pulling out of the middle. Let me pull out of the back now. We have a Foreigner. And what do we have here? Platinum Songs, Rick Springfield. Wow, Rick Springfield comp I've never seen before. First track is Jesse's Girl. It must be. Platinum Songs, Rick Springfield. It looks like it's autographed on the cover. It's not actually autographed, though. Rick Springfield, Platinum Songs, Near Mint Pristine, Japanese pressing, $35 start, Near Mint vinyl. There's the lyric insert, Rick Springfield, Platinum Songs, $35 start, Japanese press. Never had that one before. Also, $35 start is Foreigner, Head Games. Foreigner, Head Games, Near Mint Pristine, Japanese vinyl. There's the LP. There is the lyric insert. There's the other Japanese insert. And there's the very nice cover with Obi. Foreigner, Head Games, also a $35 start. Okay, what did I miss? Deep Purple. Deep Purple is $26.99. It's the Oasis label. Original Warner Brothers in a sleeve. Very nice. And Jeffrey, I just went over that one. You hopped on at the right time. The cover is about VG. Yeah, it is a gatefold. Deep Purple Machine Head. This is $34.99. This is also the second label. Gatefold, Deep Purple Machine Head, $34.99. Fresh Air by Mannheim Steamroller. Is this actually Fresh Air 1? There's always Fresh Air 2, 3. Don't forget just the first Fresh Air. Mannheim Steamroller, Fresh Air, $19.99. The Soul of the Man, Bobby Bland, $29.99. Bobby Bland, MCA repress, $29.99. Firefall, self-titled, $9.99 for Firefall. Deep Purple, Fireball. We had Firefall. Now we have Fireball, $26.99. This looks like a UK or German press. It is, let me check that label again. Looks like, let's see here. Yeah, UK, made in Great Britain. Okay, so Jeffrey, we'll make sure John Young doesn't want it. He was technically the first to ask about it. If John's passing, that means Jeffrey gets Deep Purple. Then Nick, you were technically third on Deep Purple. I'm assuming you want that one. If you're passing, then you can have Machine Head. And then Ryan Anderson gets the Bobby Bland. Rick Springfield is at $35 to George Buchanan. Going twice, going 3 times. And Foreigner, we're looking for a $35 start. Best of the Bee Gees, Volume 2, $14.99. Best of the Bee Gees, Volume 2, $14.99. Bee Gees Idea. Bee Gees Idea, $29.99. This is a 1968 Monarch press, $29.99. 1968 Monarch press, $29.99. Doc, we've already sold Bobby Bland. Rick Springfield's now at $36 with Jody Ruffner. The Bee Gees Odessa, 69 Pittman press, $44.99. Marshall Bassett, first of Best of Bee Gees Volume 2. That's sold to Marshall Bassett. Bee Gees Main Course in shrink wrap, $14.99. Bee Gees Main Course, $14.99. Joe Cocker, Luxury You Can Afford, $19.99. Joe Cocker, Luxury You Can Afford, $19.99. Fairport Convention in Real Time, live 1987, Fairport Convention. That's $19.99. And Graham Parker, Another Gray Area, $14.99. Graham Parker. Pussycat, starring Harry Nilsson, produced by John Lennon, $44.99. Deep Purple, I think that's their self-titled first album. This is a reissue. It's a later pressing, but it's sealed. It's probably pressed sometimes in the 70s, but it is sealed. Never been opened, $39.99. Dakota Staten, Softly, $19.99. Capitol Records. Full Dimensional Stereo. And the Angela Straley Band, Stranger Blues, $9.99. Okay, final call on Rick Springfield. Jody bid 36. George Buchanan, let me know if you're in or out. And we just had a bid on Foreigner. We're going to go ahead and sell it. That's sold to Philip R. You get Foreigner for $35. I got to give Rick Springfield just a couple more moments. Make sure the other bidder wasn't in or out. And let's put up a Dokken. What? Dokken, under lock and key. Near mint pristine, Japanese vinyl. Dokken, $65 start. Japanese press. Looks unplayed. There's the LP, near mint. There's the insert. There's the other Japanese insert. Perfect cover with Obi, $65 start. Dokken, under lock and key. You never know what's going to pop up here. Edward wants ASB. ASB was this right here. That's sold to Edward. George Buchanan's back in on Rick Springfield at 38. So, Jody, you're out on that. Les McCann, LTD, Bucket of Grease. Les McCann, $29.99. That's on the Limelight label, $29.99. Chris Wood Sr. wants the Seal Deep Purple. That's sold to Chris Wood Sr. Concert for Bangladesh. That is $49.99. I've messed myself up on that one. $49.99. Nice box. A little bit of cover, a little bit of shelf wear. Has the book, triple LP. George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Eric Clapton, I believe. $49.99. Stage Dolls is $19.99. Stage Dolls, hot new rock from Norway. Stage Dolls, $19.99. Final call on Rick Springfield, and final call if anybody wants to get in on the Dokken. Paul McCartney, give my regards to Broad Street. Gold stamp promo, U.S. Press, $24.99. Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace, $24.99. Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace, $24.99. And Fleetwood Mac Rumors, $34.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, $34.99. This was a huge seller. This right here, there's not many collections, original owner collections, that I don't buy, that somebody don't have this, or All Things Must Pass. They sold a lot of Concert for Bangladesh. A lot of them. That was a big deal. That was the first thing George Harrison really did, especially in public, since the Beatles broke up. So that was a big deal, and all the all-star that was there. So John Mincemoyer's in on Dokken. Jody's out on Rick Springfield. Final call on these two. We're about to sell both of those. So there's Pipes of Peace, Fleetwood Mac, Wings at the Speed of Sound. $24.99 for Wings at the Speed of Sound. John Lennon, Shaved Fish compilation. $24.99. George Harrison, Cloud 9. Who was asking about this the other night? Here one is, $24.99. George Harrison, Cloud 9, $24.99. The Beatles, Rock and Roll Music, Volume 2. The Beatles, Rock and Roll Music, Volume 2, $19.99. And the Beatles, Rock and Roll Music, Volume 1, $19.99. A collection of Beatles oldies. One that's not a Japanese press, $29.99. A collection of Beatles oldies. EMI Odeon Press, which is UK, right? German. $29.99. Let's say, that's not UK. Here, the Beatles Tell All, $19.99. The Beatles, Songs and Pictures, that's a reissue of that, $19.99. Very hard to find the true first pressings of that record. The Best of Arthur Prysock, $14.99. That's in shrink wrap. And the Grassroots Lovin' Things, $14.99. Dokken is sold for $65 to John Mincemoyer. And Rick Springfield is sold to George Buchanan for $38. And Roger Ramjet is going to get the George Harrison Cloud 9. That's sold to Roger Ramjet. Let me go back through. Let's see what we have in here. We have a deep purple. Next to Japanese, we have Deep Purple and the Doobie Brothers. We have the Doobie Brothers and Deep Purple. Powerhouse. This is going to be a, let's see. Let's do this for a $35 start. The Deep Purple Powerhouse, $35 start. Near mint pristine. This should be a Deep Purple compilation. Hush, Child in Time, Black Knight. Yeah. Cool cover. Obi. Deep Purple's a $35 start. That's up for auction. We have the Doobie Brothers taking it to the streets. This is going to be a $25 start. The Doobie Brothers taking it to the streets. Very nice vinyl as always. Lyric insert. Cover of Obi. Has a few aging spots on it. Nothing terrible though. $25 start. Would probably be $35 if the cover was perfect. $25 on that. Sherry Darnell on the Grassroots. Let me find that for Sherry Darnell. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. And Joe Willinger wants the Beatles Rock and Roll Music Volume 1 and Volume 2. Those are sold to Joe Willinger. I had got to Galax. Old Fiddler's Convention, Virginia. 1999. Yesterdays by Yes, $17.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, welcome back, my friends. That is $24.99. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, $34.99. Make sure it doesn't have a poster in here. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. That's a very nice copy. $34.99. Dylan's Greatest Hits. Jerry Jeff Walker. That is Viva Terralingua. Jerry Jeff Walker. $19.99. The Beatles, first live recordings, Hamburg, Germany, $19.99, and Boz Scaggs, Slow Dancer, $19.99. Tracy's in on Doobies at $25, was on the list for Fleetwood Best Of or something. Yes, Fleetwood Mac Greatest Hits, I believe, Jetted. Those should be in tomorrow. James Bragg, Yes Condition. No notes on the vinyl. The cover is about VG. It has some very noticeable cover wear along the edges. Nothing really wrong with the vinyl, though. Nothing really wrong with the vinyl. And that is $17.99. The Bangladesh concert is $49.99. $49.99. I actually don't have any in stock. We've sold them all. If I've shown one, they're all gone. I don't think I have another one anywhere. George Harrison Dark Horse. We had one of these the other night. I still got to find it for somebody. They messaged the page and wanted it. I have no idea where it is, but here's another one. George Harrison Dark Horse, $24.99. George Harrison Somewhere in England is $24.99. And John Lennon Rock and Roll. John Lennon is $24.99. John Lennon Rock and Roll. Adam was the one who messaged the page. Adam, I'll go ahead and pull this one for you, and I won't have to find the other one. Let's go ahead and do a final call on the Doobie Brothers. Tracy's at $25, looking for a $35 start on the Deep Purple Powerhouse compilation. The Supremes, A Go-Go, $14.99. Dinah Ross and the Supremes' Greatest Hits is $14.99. The Supremes, We Remember Sam Cooke, $24.99. And the Supremes, this is just self-titled. It's a white label promo. And that is $19.99, 1972 white label promo. Alan Totten wants Yes if James Bragg doesn't. James, let me know if you are in or out on Yes. If you're out, that's sold to Alan Totten. Susan is in on the Doobie Brothers. I was coming over here to end these, so her bid is in. Tracy, you're out. And Deep Purple is a $35 bot now if anybody wants that. $35 bot now if anybody wants Deep Purple Powerhouse. $35 bot now on that. Paul, let me know if you meant $35. That was the bot now price for that. Doobie Brothers is $28. And how much was Fireball? Give me 1 second. Actually, it's right here. Fireball was $26.99. I'm going to go back through these one more time. These are all bought now at sticker price. If you watched last night, at the end of the show, we go back everything through again, like between 11:30 and midnight. We go back through it again. And we may entertain offers. It depends on what record it is. So, you know, everything's sticker price right now. Okay, let's see here. Paul does want the Deep Purple for $35. What's happening with Deep Purple Concerto? Jeffrey, that was sold to you. So James passed on yes. That is sold to Alan Totten. Paul did get the Deep Purple for 35. Final call on the Doobie Brothers. Tracy's at 28. Susan, let me know if you're in or out. And Chris Wood Sr. does want Fireball. No, that's not Burn. Burn looks like they're candles on the cover. Looks like they're human candles or something. That's sold to Chris Wood Sr. So here's what's left in here. John Mayall recorded live. That's John Mayall, lots of people. If you need any prices, let me know. Fresh Air 2, Fresh Air 3, Deep Purple Machine Head. We have Fresh Air 1, Firefall, BG's Idea, BG's Odessa, BG's Main Course, Joe Cocker, Fairport Convention Live, Graham Parker, Harry Nilsson, Dakota Stanton, Les McCann, Bucket of Grease, Concert for Bangladesh, Stage Dolls, Paul McCartney, Fleetwood Mac Rumors, Wings, also known as Paul McCartney, John Lennon, The Beatles, Arthur, Galax, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Dylan, Jerry Jeff Walker, The Beatles, Boz Scaggs, George Harrison, John Lennon, The Supremes, and The Supremes. All right, Doobie Brothers, Susan's out. That is sold to Tracy McFadden for $28. Before I start looking at questions, comments, or maybe even offers, even though I said hold those, let me put up 2 new auctions. I may entertain a bundle. A bundle is okay, because that means we're about to knock out 2 or 3 records at a time, and that's all right. We have Genesis, Invisible Touch. This is going to be a $35 start. Classic Genesis album, $35 start. $35 start, near mint pristine Japanese vinyl. Here's the original inner sleeve. It does have some tape on one of the seams. That's on the insert, not the inner sleeve. That's on the insert. And then the cover, very nice. It does have a rental sticker record. And that is a $35 start for Genesis. Actually, the tape looks like it's about to come off on the cover. Let's go ahead and remove that. That's why you don't put tape on stuff, because after 40 years, it's going to look like that. Don't ever put tape on records. That is completely unnecessary. Just leave it the way you find it. If it's split, leave it split and just don't let it split anymore. Do not put tape on records. George, this is not George Harrison. This is Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. This is a $35 start. Born in the USA, near mint, pristine, Japanese pressing. There is the insert. There's the other Japanese insert. This is overall a very nice copy, and that's a $35 start. $35 start on both of those. What's that? Yeah, the tape. Frustrating. I don't like seeing tape on records. Of course, 40 years ago, people had no idea we'd be selling these live on Facebook. Whichever Japanese citizen put tape on that, they had no idea that record would be in Lebanon, Tennessee 40 years later, being auctioned on a Facebook Live sale. Genesis 35, price on Rumors, 35. I think I missed a couple of questions, though. First was from, let me scroll back up, Michael Nath. The Dakota was Softly, $19.99, Capitol, original press, $19.99 on that, Michael Nath. Price on Fresh Air Condition, bundle on Fresh Air. Well, a couple Fresh Air comments there. There's actually 3 of them, Gerard. There's 3. There is Fresh Air 3, and 2. So we got Fresh Air 1, 2, and 3. They are $19, $14, and $19.99. They're all near mint. Very nice. Gerard, Cacciatore, those are up for your consideration. Then we'll talk to Edward if we don't work out a deal. Stage Dolls was $19.99. Yes, the Stage Dolls was $19.99. Eric S. $19.99. Concert for Bangladesh was $49.99. Now, Genesis 35. Price on Rumors, that was $34.99. Original press, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. About a VG Plus cover. Really nice vinyl, has the lyric insert. Michael, that's $34.99. Genesis 38. Bruce Springsteen 35. How much would the Supremes bundle be? Give me 1 second on that. We're going to sell Michael Nath Dakota. The vinyl on Concert for Bangladesh. I'll show you up close, but we don't have any notes on that one. So that's EX plus to near mint minus. Let's see here. Next comment was bundle for those and 40 for Bangladesh and stage dolls. Sell this to Eric S. We've got fresh air. I'll do, let's see, 36 and 12. Yeah, that'd be $48 for those three. 48 for those three. Gerard Cacciatore. Okay, so we only have one. We only have one bid on Bruce Springsteen, and that's 35 with Brian C. And Genesis is at 42. Hold the offers. Yes. No offers on anything right now. I've already said that, so we can resume these. If you want to buy them, you can buy them now. If not, that's okay. Now, if you want to bundle on something, I'll go ahead and do that. And I forgot the price of the Supremes to Doc. These are, we'll do 12, 12, 20, and 18. So 12, 24, let's see, 18, 20, 30, 42, $62 on these. $62 on these. $62 on these. Okay, and let's sell these to Gerard for $45. I'll go ahead and do that on the fresh air, and 62 on those four. All very nice copies. That's okay. There's a general rule of thumb for anybody that's somewhat new to our shows that I've been doing for years, and that's new arrivals are sticker price. We just put these out. We've gone through great lengths. You can buy them, or if you want to hang around, you might catch it a month later in a discount bin where I'm accepting offers, or maybe even later tonight. Maybe even later tonight. You know, if I kind of give everybody a chance. We've priced them. They're out for sale. And if not, then we won't sell them. But they'll eventually get sold to somebody. There's not many records we've just got laying around that have never, like, we just can't get rid of. If they are, they're really obscure titles. You know what? I've got this stuff here, but I never did pull pre-orders on it. I was about to show these, but that's okay. I know a couple of these things I don't for sure, like this. I'll put these in here. All right. I'll show these. Okay. But I've done that for a long time, so if y'all notice, when we do discount bins, there's not many good titles left. So I've said before, the really good stuff, anything like in those new, all those Beatles albums, Fleetwood Mac, they'll maybe be here another week or two if we don't show them again here on Facebook or reduce the price. They'll get sold, especially here in the store. So this is the first time these have been put out for, they've been in collections, you know, first time public offering. So now some nights I kind of bend that policy. We'll be going back through stuff. I'll be bending prices, but some nights it's firm, and then we'll talk about it later. Okay, so we have Genesis out, and let me figure out where we're at. Craig was at 43 on that. Craig Weatherford, final call on Genesis. I'm going to give that about 15 more seconds, make sure no one else wanted to bid. No one else bid on Bruce Springsteen, so we're going to sell that to Brian C. for $35. $35. Okay, Sound of Music. We have the Sound of Music, Japanese press. This is EX condition. Let's see what's keeping it from being near mint. This is a $25 start. The Sound of Music. Yeah, it just has a couple stray marks on it. Still very nice, glossy, Japanese press. $25 start on the Sound of Music. There's the LP. There is actually the insert and kind of an obi too, but there's some sheet music. And it also has an insert that looks like a newspaper. I've never seen that with one. There's the gatefold with also the book. So yeah, that's like a complete. That's got an insert and like a newspaper insert, Obi, gatefold with the book. That's a $25 start. Genesis is sold to Craig Rutherford for $43. And then our next auction is going to be Men at Work, business as usual. $35 start for this. Business as usual, Men at Work. Who can it be now? The Land Down Under, near mint pristine Japanese vinyl. This is a $35 start. There's the Japanese insert. There's the cover with Obi. $35 start on that. Do you still have the Wasp from last night? Yes. Let me know which one you're looking for. Yes, the Bill Withers sold. And Sound of Music 25, now 28. Okay. We have Honky Chateau, Elton John. 50th Anniversary Edition comes out this Friday. 2 LP, includes original album newly compiled of session demos and an 8-page booklet. So Elton John, Honky Chateau, that is $49.99. There was a pre-order for that. Linda Lamb, Sherry Darnell, David C., Mark Barbosa, and Brian White. That's the new Elton John, Honky Chateau, 50th Anniversary Edition, 2 LP, $49.99. Rocket Man, Mellow. And then it has the session demos. Rocket Man, Mellow. So yeah, alternate versions. Pretty cool. 2 LP, that is $49.99. Sound of Music 28, Sound of Music 30, Sound of Music 30, Men at Work 35. Got a restock of Led Zeppelin 2, one of the greatest rock albums of all time. $31.99. Led Zeppelin 2, $31.99. Ramble On, Whole Lot of Love, Heartbreaker, What Is and What Should Never Be, Bring It On Home, Moby Dick, Cheap Trick, Authorized Greatest Hits. I only have one of these. I don't know why, but people kept commenting on the pre-order, and I didn't have enough. So we have Brian White down for one, Sherry Darnell, George Buchanan, Susie Breedlove, and Paul Brothers. That's Cheap Trick, Authorized Greatest Hits, $36.99. Historic Collection, released on vinyl for the very first time, it says. $36.99. Cheap Trick, Authorized Greatest Hits. David Eberly wants a Led Zeppelin, and Chris Gleason wants a Cheap Trick. I only have one of those to tag tonight, but I promise you I can get more. That is sold to Chris Gleason. So the high bid on Sound of Music, Roger Ramjet was in first at $30. Melinda, you're out. And then Alan, I think, is the only bidder on Men at Work at $35. And Jamie, there is 2 alternate covers. I've even seen some U.S. pressings that are white. Some are white, some are yellow. Don't ask why. It's just, or don't ask me why, because I can't tell you. But just one of those alternate things they did. Arthur's at $36 on Men at Work. I haven't had this in a while. We've had Volume 1, but this is U2, the best of U2, 1990 to 2000. $49.99. It's been out of stock for quite some time. $49.99. This starts everything from Octung Baby on up. So from 1990 up, U2, $49.99. Eldorado is right here. I've got it right next to me. Eldorado is on colored vinyl. It should be on orange vinyl, $39.99. Got a restock of one of the tougher to get Primus albums, it seems like. Sailing the Seas of Cheese, $36.99. Sailing the Seas of Cheese, Primus, $36.99. And a restock of Jane's Addiction, Nothing's Shocking. Jane's Addiction, and I'm not sure why I don't have these stickered, but they're $29.99. Jane's Addiction is $29.99. There's another dose of some nudity for you. Jane's Addiction, $29.99. Sound of Music's at $32. Alan Totten, Men at Work at $40. Brian Hummel wants a Promise. So does Tony Shore. Do you have any Quicksand Slip? No, I don't. I think the new reissue that just came out, I don't know if I didn't order it or we didn't get any. I'm assuming we didn't order it. So, yeah, Preston, I'll put your name down for one. I'm sure we can. Led Zeppelin 1 in stock. Yes, we do. Belinda wants a Promise and a Jane's Addiction. James Bragg also wants a Promise. I don't have any left, though. But I know for sure someone wanted to put one back, and we haven't done that yet. So there's one somewhere in our putbacks. I only have 2 copies of Led Zeppelin 1, and these are $36.99. Led Zeppelin 1 is $36.99. There is a track on here I was watching Ace Frehley go through some records the other day. It was a video from, I think, a few years ago, but this is the first record they handed them. And I say the same thing. When you listen to Good Times, Bad Times, it's like there's nothing else that sounds like that. Especially in 1969, $36.99. Amazing stuff here. Babe, I'm going to leave you dazed and confused. Your time's going to come. That is $36.99. I only have 2 of those. I probably need to go ahead and stock up on some more. That is the UK version. That's why it's like $5, $6 more. I think this is the UK version. No, it says US. I don't know. Maybe they may just charge more for Led Zeppelin 1. I don't know. Maybe something to do with licensing. But it's always a little bit more. No, it's not the deluxe version. The Led Zeppelin 1 deluxe version includes a live concert. That's really cool, but I don't have it. Okay, U2 goes to Paul Brothers. Dwayne also wants on the Quicksand waiting list. Melinda's out on Sound of Music. Joe Willinger wants a Hell Dorado. Let me make sure. Terrell, who asked about that? Terrell Lassiter. Terrell, let me know if you want Hell Dorado. If not, that goes to Joe Willinger. Stephanie wants a Led Zeppelin 1. And I'll see if Zach wants one as well. So there's one for Stephanie for sure. Roger Ramjet is at 35 on Sound of Music. And let me do a final call on Men at Work. Alan Totten has Men at Work at 40. Final call. Sean Fairweather also wants on the Quicksand list. Let's see. Okay, so one more time on this. We have Elton John, Honky Chateau, $49.99, 50th Anniversary Edition, $49.99. Led Zeppelin 2 is $31.99. Led Zeppelin 2 is $31.99. U2, the best of, 1990 to 2000. 2 of those left for $49.99. Jane's Addiction is $29.99. I need to set those out because they're not priced. That's Nothing Shocking, $29.99. And then if anybody, Zach or anybody else wants that last copy, let me know. The best Led Zeppelin cover band I heard was not even, well, they were called Classic Albums. I think they toured. There's, we've seen them at the Skimmerhorn Symphony Center. A friend of my dad's won tickets. That was the Skimmerhorn Symphony Center. I know that's a mouthful to say, the Skimmerhorn Symphony Center. But that was the best cover band. They didn't dress up. There wasn't a guy coming out in a long blonde wig and a dragon suit like Jimmy Page. I mean, these were just musicians, and they did the entire Led Zeppelin 2 album. They did the entire Led Zeppelin 2 album and then other selected Led Zeppelin hits. And it was incredible. He came out on stage and he said, we're not flashy. We're not going to come out here. I'm not going to start gyrating like Robert Plant. And, we're just going to come out here and start doing Led Zeppelin music. And when they started Whole Lotta Love, it was the most realistic Led Zeppelin experience I'd ever seen. Of course, we will never get to see them live again, unfortunately. So yeah, anytime if they ever come back to Nashville, especially if they're doing Led Zeppelin, I'm going to be there. That was incredible. Terrell says he can have the Wasp, so that goes to Joe Willinger on the Hell Dorado. Let's see. Okay, Sound of Music. Final call at $35. I've already done a final call on Men at Work, so that goes to Alan Totten for $40. I have a crate of new vintage arrivals, and this one looked quite spicy. Looked like some good stuff in here. Let me go ahead and put up this Elvis compilation. New Japanese pressing. We have Elvis Rock and Roll Album. This is a 2LP Elvis compilation. This is going to be a $45 start, 2LP, near mint and pristine. Beautiful copy. Orange RCA Japanese labels. $45 start. There's one 2LP. This is the Elvis Rock and Roll Album. Great compilation. $45 start. There's the book with lyrics. Here's the gatefold cover with Obi. Kind of folds out there. Makes like an Elvis fold out. Has the Obi. All that great early rock and roll stuff of his. $45 start on that. And let's show a few more LPs in here. Or for the first time, Mott the Hoople, $19.99. Mott the Hoople, $19.99. Robin Trower, Long Misty Days. I was just glancing at some of these. and they look really nice. Original green chrysalis label, $19.99. Robin Trower. Martin Briley, One Night with a Stranger, $14.99. Martin Briley, $14.99. Bunny Whaler Protest, $24.99. Bunny Whaler Protest, $24.99. The Best of Steppenwolf, Reborn to be Wild, $19.99. Best of Steppenwolf, $19.99. The Who Face Dances with the Poster, $24.99. Steppenwolf 7, nice looking cover. That one always has ringwear on it, $19.99. Quarter Flash is $19.99. Brent Rabley first on Bunny Whaler. Let's go ahead and sell The Sound of Music. That is sold to Roger Ramjet for $35. If anybody wants to bid on Elvis, clock is ticking before I make it a buy it now. We're going to have a Foreigner Agent Provocateur. Foreigner Agent Provocateur. It looks like there's wear on it, but I think it's the sleeve that's protected. It's actually a really nice copy. Foreigner Agent, not Provocator, Provocateur. I think I said Provocator for years. Didn't really realize what I was saying or reading. Somebody's like, Chad, that's Provocateur. I was like, makes so much more sense now. This is a $35 start. Also, it took me forever to realize this was a big capital F on the cover. I thought it was just like a couple odd symbols, like a red-looking block, and I was like, it's an F for Foreigner. You find out so much. No telling how many of those I had bought and sold. $35 start on Foreigner. Final call on Elvis. Sherry Darnell wants the Best of Steppenwolf. Gloria Estefan, Let It Loose with the Miami Sound Machine, $14.99. The Supremes sing Holland, Dozier Holland. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. The Supremes, You Keep Me Hanging On, Love Is Here. Fleetwood Mac Penguin is sealed. That's an original sealed press, $39.99 for Penguin by Fleetwood Mac. Steppenwolf for ladies only. That's $19.99. Aaron Jolly takes the Supremes. That's sold to Aaron. And Apollo, Atmospheres and Soundtracks by Brian Eno, $59.99. 1983, $59.99. Elvis Costello, King of America. Elvis Costello, $24.99. James Bragg first on the sealed Fleetwood Mac. Billy Joel, 52nd Street, $14.99 for Billy Joel. And the Best of Jethro Tull, Musicians Union, MU, $19.99. Janet Jackson, Control. There's the actual album. We had the single the other night. There's the album for $24.99. I need a bottle of water right quick. Let me go grab that. I know where to find them. Thank you, Tanner. They're right over here in this gigantic cooler. I may even drink a Sprite here in a second. I'll go ahead and take one with me. My mom's like, who's been drinking all these Sprites? Yeah, I was like, me and Tanner drink 3 or 4 a night, I think. I was like, don't worry. I don't mind paying for them. If anything in life, if I can't afford a bottled drink wholesale price from Coca-Cola, we get these things by the pallets, then I'm in bad shape. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't fit when allergies season, a Sprite just makes you feel better. I don't know what that is, but you're sick, give you a Sprite. I don't know what it is. Heather Perry, first to Janet Jackson. Heather Perry, first to Janet Jackson. Rob Scheffler, first to the Billy Joel. Stacy, second on Janet Jackson. Mark Shelton, third. Jimmy LaCroix, fourth. I'm going to go ahead and end these and make them buy it now. Foreigner, Agent Provocator, is a $35 start. $35 buy it now if anybody wants that. Foreigner, first come, first serve, $35 buy it now. If anybody wants the Elvis Presley, it's a $45 buy it now. Looks like we already had one person waiting on the buy it now opportunity. That was Fred Carnell. Fred gets this for a $45 buy it now. And I'm going to go ahead and welcome anybody new that's watching. So if you're watching for the first time, you're probably like, what the heck is all this and what is going on? We're selling records live here on Facebook and YouTube. We do it every night. This is our third sale this week. We're going to do it again on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're just halfway through. We're doing 6 sales this week, and we're probably only about halfway through tonight. We do auctions. I put stuff up for bid. You can bid on them, or if you want to wait and take the risk of missing out, but also maybe just having to pay minimum bid, as soon as I give you the opportunity, You can buy it now for $45. That's what Fred Carnell did. We're also got a crate here, so we got two things going on, auctions and buy it nows. If you see something you want, you just comment whatever you do want. We'll pull it for you. It's sold to you. We'll recognize if you're a first-time buyer or if you buy from us every show. If you buy from us every show, we won't say anything. We'll just tag your name on it. If you're new, we'll get you set up in our system. All you got to do is send us a message, and then you're good forever. We've had people, you can buy with us with full confidence. We've been selling here on Facebook for going on 4 years now. Records, coins, knives, toys, sports cards, and we buy and sell collectibles. That's what we do here. Mostly records. I'm trying to, kind of my goal this year was to grow into other departments or grow our other departments, but once again, we're full throttle on records. But we do buy toys right there. I just put some new G.I. Joes out. Let's see, there's a Metallica poster. I buy rock memorabilia. Those are all different Batmobiles. I put out some G.I. Joes, Matchbox toys. We got posters, Funkos, records, old metal trucks in there. Over here is Janie's booth. We got antiques, lanterns, glassware, figurines. And right here is where we sell records. So that's what we do right here. Okay, Alice Lowry is going to get the Foreigner for a $35 buy it now. We have Chicago. We have Chicago 18. This is going to be I'll put this up for a $25 start. $25 start. This is Chicago 18. This is a promo label, white label promo. Very, very nice, pristine. This is a $25 start. There is the lyric insert, and there is the cover with the Obi. That's a $25 start. So my forte is obviously in records, but I'm also a coin dealer. I can buy any kind of coins, jewelry, diamonds, gold. I've been buying and selling that stuff for probably a decade now. I can also buy your toy collection. I can also buy your records, your cassettes, your CDs, pocket knives. We're a case knife dealer here. We buy and sell thousands of knives every year and coins, silver. If you need to buy some gold, or if you're looking for some investments, I can get you hooked up. Boston, self-titled. This is their debut Japanese press. The vinyl on this is near mint and pristine. Yep, near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. Super, super nice. The great debut album from the kids from Boston. There's the Japanese insert. And there is the original insert that came with, and this is the first press with the Obi. This is a $65 start. $65 start for Boston, self-titled. I know it's an early one, but What Chicago has 25/602. 25 or 624 is on an album called just Chicago, and that is their second album. Saturday in the Park, I'm not for sure which studio album that's on. The Metallica poster is $899.99. That's actually a recalled, unreleased poster from a tour that was called Hell on Earth, which I don't think they ever called it that, from their first album. It's in a frame, and we can't ship it in a tube. I mean, we can, but we'd have to take it out of the frame, and that frame cost almost $400. So that's $899.99. And that's, of course, with the frame. We could ship it. It would be costly and difficult, but we could ship it. But it's $899.99. Okay, Seals of Croft, taking it easy. Seals and Croft is $9.99. The Hollies, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. The Hollies is $19.99, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress. Patrick Hernandez, Born to Be Alive. Patrick Hernandez is $9.99. The Best of MJ, Michael Jackson. The Best of Michael Jackson, $24.99. Jerry Lee Lewis, I Am What I Am. Jerry Lee Lewis is $14.99. And Rick Derringer, Good, Dirty, Fun, $19.99. Billy Joe, Piano Man. This is a 1973 UK press. Very cool. Very nice condition. No barcode. That'd probably be one to have there. 73 UK OG of Piano Man, $24.99. I might keep that if no one buys it. Humble Pie, Rock On, $24.99. I think this one has Peter Frampton on it. This one should have Peter Frampton on it. $24.99. Humble Pie, Rock On. And we've got, I don't know. What do we have here? Boy, that's hard to read on the spine too. $24.99. Let's see if there's any hints on the label. Absolutely not. Path 115. Pathological compilation. $24.99. Okay, let me go through the comments, see what I've missed. My son needs a good hunting camping knife. Gary, we can get him fixed up. We've got all kinds of knives. Yeah, send us a message and we'll send you some. We also got buck knives and we got case. And we're about to put in a huge order. I was texting my sales rep this morning. Chicago 25, Chicago 26. Brent Rabley's in at 65 on Boston, going once, going twice. We have Chicago 27, Jet It, Michael Jackson to Jet It. Let's see here. James Bragg wants the Billy Joe Piano Man. Roger Ramjet on Humble Pie. And is it a punk cop? I really don't know. I don't think so. It also has a 7-inch with it. I think it's called Path 1. I think that's the name of the artist. Pathological Compilation. But I don't know. Somebody might have to do a Google search on that. Darren Myers at 70 on Boston, and Eddie's at 30 on Chicago. The Wish You Were Here, those other posters, they're only $14.99, but the problem with those is, if you don't mind paying shipping on them, we have to get them in a tube, which the tubes aren't really cheap, and then postage for them. So we can sell you, we have bins and bins of these reproduction posters. See all those up top? Those are all reproduction posters. We sell the heck out of them here. I mean, it's one of our biggest sellers. So those are all $14.99, but, you're probably going to pay at least that much in postage, for the tube and then postage. We have to completely do that separate for you. But we can do it. What I was going to do one day is pre-order a bunch of tubes and then say they're like $30 a piece. And that would include postage. So that's the problem with shipping those things is shipping them. So we can't put it in with your $7. Boston 70, Chicago 30, Boston 68, Boston 72, Boston 75, Chicago 28, Chicago 31. We have Steppenwolf Slow Flux. I got to be careful when I read that one. $19.99. Original inner sleeve, foil cover, $19.99. Mott the Hoople's Greatest Hits, All the Young Dudes, $19.99. David Bowie song. ZZ Top's first album. Hadn't seen that in a while. $34.99. $34.99. ZZ Top's first album. We have John and Vangelis, the Friends of Mr. Cairo, $12.99. John and Vangelis, $12.99. Alex Haley tells the story of his search for roots. Alex Haley and Roots, $19.99. Steve Winwood, Back in the High Life, $19.99. Traffic, When the Eagle Flies. Traffic is $19.99. Supremes, Where Did Our Love Go? This is a good one. Baby Love, Come See About Me, $14.99. The Supremes, Where Did Our Love Go? $14.99. Jeff Beck, There and Back is $19.99. And David Bowie, Tonight is $29.99. Yeah, if you're interested in a poster, just message us and we'll get it worked out. So high bid on Chicago is $75 to Brent Rabley, going twice, going 3 times. On Boston. We got 2 cities going on up here. We got Boston and Chicago. I didn't even realize that. We got Boston at 75 with Brent Rabley going twice, going 3 times. And we got Chicago at 31 with David Johnson going twice, going 3 times. Austin just messaged us about a Wish You Were Here poster. The price on the compilation, which was Path 1, somebody just shared the details for that. That was $24.99. $24.99. I will take old tubes if you got them, sure. Yeah, we have to use those sometimes. Chicago's at 33 with Eddie Bruce. So Eddie's back in on Chicago. Greg Brummett gets the ZZ Top. That's sold to Greg Brummett. Aaron Jolly wants the Supremes. Aaron, did you see all the Supremes albums we had earlier? That's sold to Aaron Jolly. Leslie, we've already sold ZZ Top. Ken and Craig both shared the information on the pathological compilation. Chicago 34. Steve Winwood was Near Mint. Back in the High Life, it's a Near Mint copy. Everything in here is EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. I'm about to sell Boston, and we're still bidding on Chicago. Steppenwolf, Skullduggery. Steppenwolf is $19.99. Darren's out on Boston. Fleetwood Mac. This is a 73 UK press of their first album. $34.99. 73 UK press. $34.99. Jeffrey Thomas wants Steve Winwood. Let's go ahead and sell Boston, the Brent Rabley, for $75. Chicago, Mr. Eddie Bruce, let me know if you're in or out. David Johnson has that for $34. Eddie's out, so that's going twice, going 3 times to David. Let's sell Kevin Hernandez, Fleetwood Mac. Kevin, hip-hop records that sometimes randomly show up in bins. You never know. It's not like we have a whole section of them or I have a whole crate to do tonight. They're usually just mixed in with everything else. So James Bragg was second on Winwood, Brent Rabley second on Fleetwood Mac, and Eddie Bruce third. Final call on Chicago. Let me see what else I got in our Japanese bin. Let's see here. Let's see. Hall & Oates Live at the Apollo, Live Cream 2. Of course, Simon & Garfunkel. Looks like we got a Beach Boys comp here. I'll get this started low to trigger some interest. We have the Beach Boys self-titled, which is a 2 LP Beach Boys hits compilation. $25 start. The Beach Boys Near Mint Pristine Japanese Vinyl Purple Capital label. This is Near Mint and Pristine. Good Vibrations, first song there on track 4 or side 4. There's the insert. Gatefold with Obi. There's all the lyrics and all the songs. Just a $25 start on that. The Beach Boys 2 LP hits compilation. And let's go ahead and sell Chicago to David Johnson for $34. So we got another slot open so I can offer. What can I offer? Let's do Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton, the history of Eric Clapton. I'll start this, also what I consider kind of low, for $35. I think that's usually what we put out and sell U.S. pressings for. $35 start on the history of Eric Clapton. That looks unplayed. That looks unplayed. 2 LP. There's the Japanese insert. Awesome gatefold. Not a lot of signs of wear on this one. Does have some aging foxes. Foxing, which is a technical word for these, moisture spots, humidity. Great stuff. That's Cream, Eric Clapton solo stuff, Cream, and Derek and the Dominoes. $35 start on that. Craig just shared the track listing. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Do you have any butthole surfers? No, I don't. I'm sold out at the moment. That's something we carry on new vinyl, but I don't have any at the moment. Steppenwolf, their greatest hits. That's a sealed copy. Their greatest hits, sealed, $39.99. Billy Joel, the Nylon Curtain, $19.99 for the Nylon Curtain. The Sun Story Volume 5, Jerry Lee Lewis, $14.99. $74.99. $74.99. 1972 Hollywood press, original orange label with the poster. Just somebody go ahead and buy it. It does have a crease right here in the corner. I'm going to really try to nitpick this one. A little bit of wear right here. Very nice though. 72 Hollywood press with poster. $74.99 on David Bowie. Derringer live in Cleveland. Looks like Rick Derringer, $24.99. That's a 1976 white label promo. ZZ Top, Rio Grande Mud, $34.99. Mott the Hoople, Mad Shadows is $24.99. Animals. This is a Music for Pleasure, the Most of the Animals compilation. First track is House of the Rising Sun, $14.99. Brent's in on Eric Clapton at $35, going twice, going 3 times. Darren's at $30 on the Beach Boys, going twice, going 3 times. Ron Stoltz wants Billy Joel. Ron Stoltz wants Billy Joe. Greg Brummett wants ZZ Top. David Eberly wants Mott the Hoople. And Michael Nath wants the Animals comp. Final call on those 2 auctions, $35 and $30. We have a Bunny Wailer, sings the Wailers. $29.99 for Bunny Wailer. And Jerry Lee Lewis is sealed, unopened, $19.99. Brian C. gets the Rick Derringer live promo copy. Michael Ling, I was waiting for somebody to get that. Gets to David Bowie. I've not seen too many copies with the original inner sleeve and the poster. Ground Control to Major Tom. Michael Ling. Beach Boys 35 with David Eberly. That means Darren Myers, you're out. And Mark Cunningham gets Bunny Whaler. That's sold to Mark Cunningham. Doc Smith, you were second. Let me read through those titles one more time. I still think there's some great stuff in there. Not before we go ahead and sell Clapton to Brent Rabley for $35. He went ahead and picked up a nice copy of that. And we got Hall & Oates live at the Apollo. Hall & Oates live at the Apollo with David Ruffin. This is essentially Hall & Oates with the Temptations. David Ruffin and Eddie Kendricks. Hall & Oates live, that's a $35 start. Japanese press. We haven't had too many check condition Japanese presses. They've all been really nice. That one's near mint as well. There's the insert. There is the other insert. There's the cover and obi. $35 start on that. Tom, we've already sold ZZ Top. I have not opened my water or Sprite yet, so give me 1 second to do that. I'm going to take a drink of water. Let me take off my mic so y'all don't have to hear it go right next to my mouth. Probably don't want to hear that. Okay. Darren Meyer, let me know if you're in or out on the Beach Boys. Brent, I was looking for a $35 start on Hall & Oates. If you want prices, let me know. Mott the Hoople, Mott, Robin Trower, Long Misty Days, Martin Briley, The Who, Face Dances, Steppenwolf 7. Somebody wanted Quarter Flash earlier and I didn't pull it. I remember that. I remember reading that. Quarter Flash, where are you? I'll wait for somebody to comment that again. I can't recall, but I know somebody wanted that. Gloria Estefan, Let It Loose. Steppenwolf for Ladies Only. Brian Eno. Elvis Costello, King of America. The Best of Jethro Tull. Sills and Croft, The Hollies. Patrick Hernandez. Jerry Lee Lewis, I Am What I Am. Rick Derringer. Marshall Bassett, I've got you down for Quarter Flash. I thought somebody did. I remember stuff when I see it again. Steppenwolf, Slow Flux. Mott the Hoople's Greatest Hits. John Evangelis. Alex Haley, Roots. Traffic, When the Eagle Flies. Jeff Beck, There and Back. David Bowie, Tonight. There's the compilation. Actually, here, this might be some of the... Are these some of the artists now that we figured out this is a comp? Carcass, Coil, Godflesh, Napalm Death. I'm assuming. I don't know. Tom, everything in here is sticker price right now, unless that was the sticker price for that. Yeah, everything in here is sticker price right now till we go back through them a little bit later tonight. Steppenwolf Skullduggery, Steppenwolf Greatest Hits Sealed, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Jerry Lee Lewis. That's what's available. Brent Rabley's in on Hall & Oates at $35. That's going twice, going 3 times. Darren's out on the Beach Boys, so this is sold to David Eberly. David Eberly gets the Beach Boys for $35. The Jethro Tull was $19.99. The comp was $24.99, Brandon Jackson. And James Bragg, I'm assuming you want Mott the Hoople's Greatest Hits, but let me know if that's right. So, let me know if that's right, James Bragg. There's also another one in there. You can have both. Fred Carnell, Brent Rabley was in first on the Hall & Oates, so you need to bid more than 35 to be the high bidder. Need you to bid more than 35 to be a high bidder. If you did not get one already, this is a new release from Pink Floyd, and this is on its 50th anniversary celebration of Dark Side of the Moon. This is Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, live at Wembley, 1974, $39.99. We will be shipping out a bunch of those next week. A bunch of them, $39.99. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Let's see here. James Bragg actually wanted both of those. So let me go ahead and pull him this one. So he wants Mott the Hoople as well. So he gets Greatest Hits and Mott. Brandon Jackson wants the Pathological comp. That's sold to Brandon Jackson. And Jim Anstett wants the Hollies. I will make sure Tom Ulanowski doesn't want it at full price. He did offer. He probably didn't know. And we're going to go ahead and sell that if he passes, though. Let's see. So Brandon Jackson on the comp. Jim Anstett gets the Hollies if Tom Ulanowski pass. Darren Meyer wants a Floyd. So does Daniel Cody. Jason F. Eric, we've already sold the compilation. Sherry Darnell wants one. Now, don't forget, there was a pretty big pre-order for that, so if you think you were on the pre-order, we can check. And especially if you don't know, and you definitely want to get one tonight while we have them in stock. I'm assuming we can get more of these, and I mean, hopefully they've pressed a bunch, but I'm not for sure. Tom says he will take the Hollies, so that does not go to Jim Anstant. That goes to Tom Yonowski. Okay, then we got Darren Meyer on Floyd at Wembley. Daniel Cody wants one. Jason F. wants one. Sherry Darnell gets one. And there's 4 more going out the door. That's Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, 50th anniversary celebration live at Wembley. Do you have a track list for Pink Floyd? That is the Dark Side of the Moon album. Dark Side of the Moon album. Speak to Me, Breathe, On the Run, Time, Great Gig, Money, Us and Them, Any Color, Brain Damage, and Eclipse. I can almost read that from memory. Tony Shore also wants one. I have not pulled Traffic for Mark Shelton. That is When the Eagle Flies. Traffic, When the Eagle Flies from the last vintage bin. Breathe, Breathe in the Air. Traffic is sold to Mark Shelton. We need to pull a Pink Floyd for Tony Murphy, James Bragg, and Tom Yonowski. So the Super Deluxe box set will be in hopefully on Friday. The Super Deluxe box set, $324.99. Tony Murphy, not Shore. Both Tonys want one. Tony Murphy and Tony Shore. Yeah. I wonder, yeah, I mean, just an incredible album. It's, you know, top 5 greatest albums of all time. This is them doing it live in 1974, the year after it came out. You know, it was at its height. Time is one of the greatest songs of all time. Have you ever read the lyrics to Time? Unbelievable. Great Gig in the Sky, that vocal performance. Of course, Money. We've all heard that a billion times. So, Vicky, you need to buy yourself a Pink Floyd at Wembley. $39.99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 left on hand. Okay, I can condense those down with the other new arrival bins, which I will show in just a second. I got some more stuff to go back through. Is that tonight's new stuff here? Yeah. Let me put those in here. Do a little bit of condensing. I got a new bin of vintage we're doing right now, or I could run through a couple of these titles right here. I may do that. Let me move some of these empty crates out of the way, which is a good sign, empty crates. I'm going to put that up there. Let's see, put these in here. Got a lot of Zeppelin restocks. Most of these crates are just restocks for the store. Zeppelin albums and Kiss albums. And stuff we like sell every day. U2. Okay. Vicky wants one. So does David Chilcote, Burr Jordan, and Justin Nethers. So there is one for Vicky, David Chilcote, Burt Jordan, Justin Nethers. I have one left on hand. I guess ordering 75 of these wasn't enough. That is, I got one left. If somebody for sure gets one tonight, which will definitely be on this week's invoice. I think if I order more tonight, Wednesday, I should have them by Friday. So if I put in an order tonight, I should have more Friday. And so from here on out, after John B. Price, it will be a waiting list. It will be a waiting list. I've already got mine pulled, hopefully. Yeah, we've got mine set aside. So that's sold to John B. Price. Brent McKinney and anybody else will be on a waiting list. Brent McKinney and anybody else from that point on tonight, it will be a waiting list on Pink Floyd. You can't go wrong buying a new Pink Floyd release, especially when it's Dark Side of the Moon live and it's never been released. A new release that's never been released from Pink Floyd. Okay, I got another crate of vintage here. Let me take a peek. It's our check condition bin. That's good. There's always some great titles in our check condition bin. I've got a Billy Idol here and a Duran Duran. Let me run those. There's some Zeppelin in here. There's some Hendrix. Oh, man. Yeah, there's some good stuff. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Wow, is that an original? Suicidal Tendencies? Where is this stuff coming from? I still think John's making records in the back somehow. He's like mining these out of the ground. Because I hadn't bought a collection now, a big collection. Well, y'all know, we definitely post our travels. I haven't been anywhere to buy a collection now in 3 weeks because we bought so much. You couldn't walk in the back room. I mean, you still can't walk back there. So, but I am lining up some buys. Probably by next weekend. Probably by this weekend, you'll see me on a plane, and I'm probably going to be going to Vermont or Ohio. So that's my current two situations. But I have a lot of places to go. It's hard for us to walk away from these sales when we already have inventory, but we got to keep buying. Hall & Oates, final call on that. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to somebody. Did Brent Rabley say out? We kind of lost track of this one. Fred Carnell bid $36. Brent Rabley, Fred bid $36. If you're out, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to him, or you can bid again at $37. That is totally up to you. Do you ever get the Japanese resealable outer sleeves? No, I do not. David Cordell on the Pink Floyd waiting list. John Price on the John Price got one. Brent McKinney on the Pink Floyd waiting list. David Cordell on the Pink Floyd waiting list. And here's the Suicidal Tendencies. This is a 1989 press. 1989 press of Suicidal Tendencies. VG Plus on the vinyl. $25 start. $25 start. Suicidal Tendencies, 1989, which I guess would be a reissue. Yeah, because this came out in 83. So that was pressed in 1989. So it's a reissue, but it's not a new copy. You know, it's not 180 gram. Does have some cover damage down here. As you see, some cover damage down here. Not really on the back as much, maybe a hint right there, but that is up for bid. VG Plus, 1989, Suicidal Tendencies. Yeah, there's some great records in this crate. I mean, if they weren't check condition, they would this entire crate would be up for auction if they weren't check condition. Okay. Let's see. We have 37, and yes, the Immersion box set came out in 2011. Was that on vinyl though, Craig, or was that CD only? That's the first time it's been released solo as vinyl for sure. Hall & Oates 37. Jim said take it. Oh, he was talking about Suicidal Tendencies. That's definitely up for auction. Hall & Oates 37. Hall & Oates 37. Suicidal Tendencies 25, 25, 30, 35. Hall & Oates 38. Yes, CD only. Okay. So Hall & Oates is at 38. Suicidal Tendencies at 35. Black Sabbath is a VG Plus, $39.99. Black Sabbath, VG Plus, $39.99. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Not a bad cover. It is a Oasis reissue label, $39.99. That is a palm tree label, which that may be the first Black Sabbath album that was actually not a Green Warner Brothers. 1975, somewhere right in there. The band Cahoots is a VG Plus, $24.99. The band Cahoots, VG Plus, $24.99. Changes, David Bowie, a VG copy, $14.99. VG for $14.99. That is David Bowie's first hits collection. Space Oddity, Changes, Ziggy Stardust, Suffragette City, Diamond Dogs, Rebel, Young Americans, Fame, and Golden Years. Wow. VG, $14.99. Retrospective, The Best of Buffalo Springfield. This is a VG Plus, $24.99. The Best of Buffalo Springfield. All right, Suicidal Tendencies is at 26 with Ryan Anderson. Or excuse me, 36 with Ryan Anderson. 36 with Ryan Anderson. VG Plus, 1989. VG minus cover. VG Plus vinyl. 36, going twice, going three times. Hall & Oates, Doc Smith has that for 38. That's going twice, going three times. We're about to sell Hall & Oates for 38. Austin Cauldron was first to the Black Sabbath. Matthew Christ was first to the David Bowie. Marshall Bassett was second. Fred's in on the Hall & Oates at 40. This is Ginger Baker. I knew it was some member of Cream. This is a VG Plus, $24.99. White label promo of Ginger Baker's Air Force 2. VG Plus on the vinyl. White label promo, $24.99. Jim says he has Suicidal Tendencies at 38. Yes, you do now. Jim has Suicidal Tendencies at 38. John Young gets the Ginger Baker. Almost said Jack Baker. Ginger Baker. Jack Bruce, Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker. Cream. That is Ginger Baker. So did John Young. Scott Smith, you were second. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. VG Plus, $24.99. Brothers and Sisters. Wasted Words, great song. Ramblin' Man, great song. Southbound, great song. Jessica, great song. Come and Go Blues, great song. Pony Boy, great song. The Allman Brothers, VG Plus, $24.99. Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap. VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap. Black Sabbath Paranoid, green original Warner Brothers label. VG Plus, $39.99. Black Sabbath Paranoid, VG Plus, $39.99. Original green Warner Brothers label. Stevie Nicks, Rock a Little, EX copy, $17.99 for Rock a Little. Belladonna is EX, $17.99, back-to-back Stevie Nicks. The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, EX, $12.99. And Van Morrison, his band and the Street Choir, VG Plus, $24.99. His band and the Street Choir. Okay, Hall & Oates is sold to Fred Carnell for... Fred Carnell gets that for $40. That's sold to Fred Carnell for $40. Final call now is Suicidal Tendencies. Jim Engelman. Jim Engelman's at $38 on the 1989 reissue of that. VG Plus vinyl. Final call at $38. Next auction is going to be Duran Duran Rio. This is an EX copy. About a VG cover, has some wear in the corners. It's been played, but it's not too far from being what we would almost call a near mint copy. This is EX, still very clean, has the original insert with lyrics. Duran Duran is a $20 start. No offers on this crate when we go back through them in a couple hours for sure. But between now and then, everything is first shown, first sticker price. So Duran Duran Rio, $20 start. George Ellis on the Belladonna Stevie Nicks. That's sold to George Ellis. We have Blind Faith, More Nudity. EX copy, $32.99. EX copy, RSO reissue of Blind Faith. Speaking of Eric Clapton. John Prine, Diamonds in the Rough is a VG Plus copy, $24.99. Diamonds in the Rough, VG Plus copy, $24.99. John Prine, self-titled. This is his first album. This is a 74 press. It originally came out in 71. This is a VG Plus, $49.99. $49.99, John Prine. Chad, do you know which album has Three Dog Night, Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, or Had a Bullfrog? I thought it was Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. That is a song called Joy to the World, and that album, that is on, it's not on the One album. It might be on, if I had the cover, I could show you. The name's not coming to me. I'm sure somebody will let us know in the comments. And I'm sure I have it somewhere. The Byrds, Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $14.99. The Byrds, Greatest Hits, VG Plus, $14.99. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, VG Plus, $19.99. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, VG Plus, $19.99. Blind Faith, there's the reissue cover. In shrink wrap, the vinyl on that one's VG, $14.99. And The Best of George Harrison. Hadn't seen one of these in a while. VG Plus, $14.99. The Best of George Harrison. Something, If I Needed Someone. Here Comes the Sun, Taxman. That is a VG Plus, $14.99. Okay, Suicidal Tendencies is sold to Jim Engelman for $38. Stephen Chesney has Duran Duran for $25. Stephen has that for $25, going twice, going 3 times. We also have Billy Idol, Rebel Yell. Another EX, not far from being a near mint minus copy. Very nice, original inner sleeve. Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, $20 start on that. $20 start on that. The John Prines, the first album, self-titled, was a VG copy, 1970 VG Plus, $49.99. And Diamonds in the Rough is $24.99. Austin Cauldron, first to George Harrison. Sherry Darnell was second. The name of the LP is Naturally. Yes, Three Dog Night, Naturally. I can see the cover right now. I forgot the name of it, Naturally. The Bee Gees, 2 Years On, is EX, $17.99. The Bee Gees, 2 Years On. Gary Stewart, Your Place or Mine. Gary Stewart is EX 1799, and Jimi Hendrix, South of the Sky. Jimi Hendrix. This is VG 1499. Best of George, Billy Idol 20, Billy Idol 20. Craig is out, or Craig was first on Billy Idol. Gary Francisco wants Diamonds in the Rough. I'll make sure Andy Mitchell doesn't want that. Let me sell that to Gary Francisco. Dan Triaga on Jimi Hendrix. We have Buddy Miles, A Message to the People. That's a VG copy, $14.99. And Farewell to the First Golden Era. This is a Mamas and Papas compilation. Monday, Monday, California Dreamin', dedicated to one I love. I Call Your Name. EX on that, $17.99. Duran Duran is sold to Stephen Chesney for $25. He gets Rio for $25. Final Call on Billy Idol. Craig Weatherford has that for $20. $20 on that. Let me grab a new Japanese press. We've got a very special collection, Elton John. This one does not have an obi. No obi on this one, but it is the red vinyl. It is the red vinyl. Elton John, a very special collection. Japanese red vinyl, no condition notes on it. It is near mint and pristine. That's a $35 start. There's the original anti-static. No obi with this one, but it does include the original book, Country Comfort. That's a great song. That's a song, you listen to it, you can just imagine it in your head. Your Song, of course, is on here, just like Strange Rain, Skyline. Lady Samantha, Border Song, Honky Tonk Women, not the Stone song. Bad Side of the Moon, It's Me That You Need. That's a $35 start. That is the red vinyl, a very special Elton John collection. If it had that little strip of paper on there known as an obi, it'd be about $30 or $40 more. Just FYI. Okay, so first to Mamas and Papas was Darren Wortman. Darren, you get the Mamas and Papas. Billy Idol, now 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, 27, 25. Dirty Deeds was a VG Plus, $24.99. When I go back through this crate, it's going to be unbelievable. There are some records in here that should not be left. AC/DC's, John Prine, what else is in here? Allman Brothers, Aerosmith, incredible stuff. The Essential, Hank Williams, EX 1999. The Essential, Hank Williams, EX 1999. Led Zeppelin 4, EX 39.99. Let's see what pressing we have here. Feels like a 1977. It's a Columbia Club CRC or CRC pressing, SD 19129. EX, that's not bad looking whatsoever though. $39.99. Chuck Berry, Rockin' at the Hops. This is a 1960 mono. 1960 mono. Strong VG copy. $39.99. David Bosworth does want AC/DC. Chip Hall was second with AC/DC, but he also claimed Black Sabbath in there. Yeah, there's a copy of Paranoid still in here. Not anymore. Chip Hall gets the Black Sabbath. David was first to the AC/DC though. Billy Idol's at 28. The Buddy Miles was a VG copy for $14.99. VG copy, $14.99. Joy to the World was written by Hoyt Axton. Did not know that. I figured somebody in Three Dog Night wrote it. Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Life, EX copy, $19.99. Billy Joel is an OG pressing, yes. That is an OG press. Or at least it certainly looks like one. It's not a club, for sure. High bid on that is that is an EX record. It's not bad whatsoever. High bid on that's now $30 with David Cordell. Paul McCartney, VG Plus, $19.99. Paul McCartney, VG Plus, $19.99. Ringo Starr, Blast from Your Past. That's a Ringo Starr hits comp. VG Plus on Ringo, $19.99. You're 16, It Don't Come Easy, Photograph, all of his solo hits. VG Plus, $19.99. I'm the Greatest. Camouflage, Voices and Images. EX copy, $34.99. Atlanta Records, 1988. We have Waylon and Willie. EX copy, $22.99. The Police, Synchronicity. EX copy, $22.99. The Police, Synchronicity, and that is on the purple vinyl. EX, $22.99. Hank Williams' Greatest Hits is EX, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap. The Memorial album, Hank Williams. This is always pretty cool. This is a 1955 yellow label, VG Plus, $49.99. Feels like it's 300 grams. It's like amazing. It's like these old mid-50s records, especially the country ones. Hank Williams Memorial, 1955. That is a VG Plus, $49.99. Josh Ragland wants, for a second I thought that said NSYNC, but he wants Synchronicity by the Police. Brent McKinney, you were third. Brian C. fourth. Alice Lowry, Brian C. third. Alice Lowry fourth. Craig Rutherford is back in on Billy Idol at 34. Angela, Fred Carnell, David Cordell, you're all out. Yeah, we need one for James Bragg, but that one, his was near mint. Yeah. We'll have to wait for a near mint one. Billy Idol 35. Hank is still available, and so is Daniel Amos, Doppelganger. That is EX 1999. $1 Billion Babies, Alice Cooper. VG Plus $34.99. Let's see what we have with it. And we've got the poster. VG Plus $34.99. Alice Cooper, $1 Billion Babies. This is a German press. German press, there's some writing on the label. It still has the perforated pictures, and it has the $1 Billion poster. That is VG Plus $34.99. Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper. That is up for grabs. Let me fix the cover here. The seam is not... Let's see what's going on here. I may pull this disc out. Then an anti-static. There we go. I don't think that is made too well to be put in there, so we'll just leave that out and put it behind the jacket. As it's supposed to be. Not originally, but the way I like to keep them. Okay, so Billy Idol 35. The Hank record, it felt like vinyl. There's a couple of different things records are made from. There's vinyl. You'll see a lot of 45s made from a material called styrene, and like when you feel of it, it just don't quite feel right. This is not shellac though. No, this is vinyl. This is vinyl. Shellac, you can drop them, and it's like dropping a china plate. They'll shred into a million pieces when you drop them. Of course, hopefully you're not dropping any of your records. Alice Cooper is sold to Brian C. I knew somebody would grab that very quickly. Billy Idol's at 37 with Craig Rutherford. Steven's out. Angela's out. If anybody wants the Elton John on red vinyl, this is a buy it now for $35. A very special collection, Japanese press. No obi. It is on the red vinyl, and it has the lyric book. That's a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now. And Billy Idol's at 37. Saturday Night Fever. We sold a Japanese pressing earlier. Here is a US VG Plus $14.99. Stephanie Harder, first to the Elton John. Stephanie gets that for a $35 buy it now. Okay, let me run through the check condition stuff. I hope everybody's awake. These are some fantastic titles. Absolutely fantastic titles. Ooh, sorry, I had to do a neck adjustment there. Craig's at 37 on Billy Idol. Final call. I'm about to start putting up some more Japanese pressings. Not before I take off my microphone for a second so I can have a drink of Sprite. I don't like hitting the mute button. I'm afraid I'm going to like permanently disconnect the world. Time to stop. Time to start drop testing my records. You don't want to do that. That would be... Listen, I've broke hundreds of 78s. I've broke hundreds of 78s. Marshall Bassett got a W&W. I never did see that. Let me go back and find that. Let's go ahead and sell Billy Idol to Craig for $37. W&W was Waylon and Willie. That's sold to Marshall. That's twice I've missed his comments. Okay, so these are, let's go through these one more time. These are sticker price. Doc Smith is dying to make an offer on something. I'll do some of those crates in just a second. I've still got stuff to go through. So I've still got new stuff to go through, and then we'll start doing some buy it now best offer crates. Okay, we have the band Cahoots, VG Plus $24.99. The Best of Buffalo Springfield, VG plus $24.99. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters, VG plus $24.99. Stevie Nicks, Rock a Little, EX $17.99. The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, EX $12.99. Van Morrison, His Band in the Street Choir, VG plus $24.99. Blind Faith, self-titled, EX $32.99. John Prine, self-titled, VG plus $49.99. Darren Wortman, first of the Allman Brothers. Darren Meyer was second. Two different Darrens, and they're also spelt differently. Darren Wortman was first. Next, Japanese auctions. We've got a budget Beatles 67 to 70. And I've got Cream, Live Cream Volume 2. Let's see. I broke 3 LPs in the past 10 years. I don't think I've broke some LPs for sure. We broke one the other night, putting stuff in alphabetical order. Well, Henry did. We'll blame it on him. He dropped, by the way, James Bragg, we dropped your copy of Police Synchronicity and it cracked. So, we've been trying to find another one. We usually have those everywhere, but we can't find a near mint one all of a sudden. So, James Bragg, your copy of Synchronicity got broke. Allman Brothers sold to Darren Wortman. Darren Meyer second. I thought we did. We might have. So, Michelle Phillips gets Stevie Nicks. We were supposed to send you a message. I don't know if we did or not. So, sorry, we broke one of your records. The Beatles 67 to 70, we have a budget copy. Yeah, I've had people tell me when they was a kid, they'd break stuff they didn't like, Captain and Tennille records, just walk up and break them in half. Just a $20 start. I was like, what do you got against Captain and Tennille? The Beatles 67 to 70. We're going to do just a $20 start on this one. This is a Japanese press. As you see, this one is a check edition copy for sure. The sleeve is ripped in half. The other sleeve isn't as bad. No inserts on this one. No inserts on this one. And this one has a few marks here and there. See, like side 3 looks pristine. Side 3 looks pristine. Side 4 has a couple scuffs. But, for Japanese pressing, y'all are normally used to seeing these things like pristine, complete, inserts, booklets. Side 2 here looks really nice. And then side 1 has a couple stray marks there and there, some scuffs. So this isn't like a beat-up record. It's just not the way we normally see the $65, $85 ones we sell. That's complete and perfect. That's a check edition one. Gary Samuels is in at $25. You can still listen to that. It's going to sound great. And then we've got, let's see, Live Cream Volume 2. Live Cream Volume 2, $35 start, near mint and pristine. Live Cream Volume 2, Sunshine of Your Love, Hideaway, Deserted Cities of the Heart, White Room, Politician, Tales of Brave Ulysses. There's the Japanese insert, and we got a flawless cover with Obi. Live Cream is a $35 start. Now, to finish the rest of this crate, The Byrds' Greatest Hits, VG plus $14.99. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, VG plus $19.99. Blind Faith, VG copy $14.99 and shrink wrap. Bee Gees, 2 Years On, EX $17.99. Gary Stewart, Your Place or Mine, EX $17.99. The Essential, Hank Williams, smoking a big cigar, EX $17.99. Led Zeppelin 4 was EX $39.99. Chuck Berry, Rockin' at the Hops, Strong VG. Buddy Miles, A Message to the People, VG copy $14.99. Neil Young was EX $19.99. Paul McCartney was VG plus $19.99. Ringo Starr, VG plus $19.99. Camouflage, Voices and Images, EX $34.99. Hank Williams' Greatest Hits, EX $19.99. Daniel Amos, EX, that was also $19.99. The Hank Williams Memorial Album, VG plus $49.99, and Saturday Night Fever is a VG plus $14.99. The Beatles is at 27 with Gary Samuels. Susie was first of the Byrds. Yep, Susie was first of the Byrds' Greatest Hits. That is sold to Susie. Doc Smith wants the Buddy Miles. Let me find that for Doc Smith. Susie Breedlove also The Buddy Miles was a VG copy for $14.99. Susie Breedlove also on Neil Young. That was Life. There's supposed to be inserts book and the Blue Beatles. Yes, this is a incomplete check condition copy. High bid on that is $27. Who plays on the Hank Memorial album? That is Hank Sr. That is his music. This was released in '55 after he passed away as a Hank. This is like a compilation. Your Cheating Heart, Kalijah, Hey Good Looking. I was trying to find the other ones. His major super hits. Yeah, that's an original. That is his out. That is his music. It tells all about him. Hank died on New Year's Day in 1953, en route from his home in Nashville to making a personal appearance. MGM Records still has tapes of recordings by Hank which appear as new releases constantly, just as though Hank were still alive and with us today. And that was written in 1955. And still true today. So Lonesome I Could Cry. Yep. Beatles is at 29. And let's, let me see what we've got. Let's go through a crate of new vinyl. So what we're going to do for the rest of the show, it's 10 till 10. I'm going to go through some new vinyl and some buy it now best offer crates. I'm going to have to step to the back and find them. But we do need to run through our new vinyl. Not necessarily the new stuff from tonight, but we're probably going to go through at least one crate of new vinyl. And somewhere or another around here, I'll grab something. And Rich Russo wants the Saturday Night Fever. That's so to Rich Russo. And then we'll probably take a break at 9:30 so me and Tanner can reset. Y'all can reset, stretch your legs, probably eat some food. And then we'll come back and do a part 2 from like 11 to midnight. So that's what we plan on doing. Or we'll probably stop maybe here in about 10 minutes and then come back at 10:30, which usually works better. More people might still be awake and they can catch us for the a better chance to catch us for the second part. So yeah, let me just go through some new vinyl. We might actually start here, and then all of part 2 will be, it won't be any confusion. If we go through a crate, it'll be buy it now best offer, unless it's new vinyl, which we don't have a whole lot more to go through. The Hank Williams Memorial album was $40 VG Plus $49.99. Okay, final call on the Beatles at $29. Does anybody want Cream? Live Cream is a $35 buy it now. Live Cream is a $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. $35 buy it now. Yeah, if anybody wants those new Bob Marley releases, if anybody for sure is like, I want one of all of them, I'll put you down. The ones that's coming in next week or tomorrow. So, yeah, we can put you down for all of them. They're all $36.99, except I think there's a Bus, the Babylon, what's that one called? It's a little bit more because I think it's 2 LPs. But, yeah. Maggot Brain was $59.99, new and sealed, 2 LP. Okay, let's go through a crate here. Obituary, Slowly We Rot. Music on vinyl, $48.99 for Obituary, Slowly We Rot. This is Man-O-War, Fighting the World. Man-O-War. That is music on vinyl, colored vinyl, limited and numbered. Also, it's music on vinyl, $44.99. Overkill. This is the Electric Age Deluxe Edition. Record Store Day, first time on vinyl, neon green, $29.99. The Hank was VG Plus, Brent, VG Plus, $49.99. Let's go ahead and sell Brent McKinney, The Beatles, for $29. That's sold to Brent McKinney. Bush, The Art of Survival. The Art of Survival. White vinyl, 32-page book, $36.99. Eric S. wants Overkill. That's sold to Eric S. Funkadelic, no. Funkadelic Maggot Brain is $59.99. That's a 2 LP black vinyl with 12-inch 2017 Maggot Brain, reworked by Detroiters, remastered, new and sealed. First presses of this album in near mint condition are hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. Very rare, if you can find one. It's impossible to hardly find one. Korn, Follow the Leader, $33.99. Corn Follow the Leader, $33.99. Alice in Chains, Freak Show. Freak Show is on red vinyl, 1990, 1992. That's a live unofficial on red vinyl, $39.99. We also have Pearl Jam Unplugged. Great stuff here. Live, the complete concert. The official release is just about that many tracks. It's not the complete concert. This is the full concert on 2LP, $39.99. 10 years after, a Sting in the Tail, limited edition 500 on silver vinyl. First time that was pressed on vinyl. That came out earlier this month, $38.99. Dusty Springfield in Memphis. If you want to put on a record and impress people by the sound quality, this is amazing. It's all analog, cut from the original tapes. When she's doing Son of a Preacher Man, this is incredible, $69.99. Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum, Grave Dancers Union is $38.99, 30th anniversary, 5,000 on black and gold marbled vinyl. That is $38.99. If I can get Funkadelic for a lower price, I'd go with it. I can't discount that record. $59.99. These are all sticker price. All the new vinyl. If that's around here in about a year from now, if it's around here in February of 2024, it will be on sale. But I promise you it won't be. It will be long gone. They'll be out of print, and they'll be on Discogs for about $106 or something crazy. So, yeah, new vinyl. We have one crate of new vinyl that's only been here a year. Everything else will eventually sell. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever, $36.99. Alan Jackson's Greatest Hits, $36.99 for Alan Jackson's Greatest Hits, 2LP Hits Collection. The Black Crowes, Shake Your Moneymaker, $33.99. The thing about new vinyl is if you hadn't been buying it long, here's something to consider. If they ever decide that they're going to pull something out of production or pull something out of print, even something like this or this especially, something like this that really has never been released originally on vinyl, or if it is, it's very hard to find, prices can skyrocket because there's always going to be a demand for it, especially these Smashing Pumpkins albums, anything from the 90s or 2000s. There's some stuff that I had last year that I can't get right now that is like 5 times the price, and people are gladly paying it on Discogs and eBay because you can't get it anywhere else. James Rayner on Tom Petty and Pearl Jam. That's 2 good pickups. James, is that your first purchase with us? If so, thank you and welcome. I don't think I've said your name too many times, if ever. If you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. Make sure you message our page. I've got you down for those. And Mark Allen, you were looking for the original Funkadelic. If we ever have an original, it will definitely be well advertised. We'll have it in an ad. I'll have it in a hot picture. I will definitely let everybody know if we get or even a vintage repress. I've only had a couple of those ever. They're very difficult to get. Ron Stoltz on Alan Jackson. There's Ron Stoltz, Alan Jackson. Thank you, Ron. Our new vinyl will be vintage. Yeah, in some of this, like in 2000, there'll be like 2010 anniversary pressings, which are now out of print, and they're almost like vintage now. I mean, 10-year anniversaries of 20th anniversary albums. It's kind of incredible the cycle all this stuff's making already. The Blue Oyster Cult, live at Rock of Ages Festival, 2016, $36.99. Stray Cats Greatest Hits, $29.99. The Rolling Stones Voodoo Lounge, $49.99. About 2 years ago, I had entire crates full of Alice in Chains Unplugged for $39.99. Alice in Chains Unplugged, $39.99. Guess what? That's a $200 record now. And you could have got on 2 years ago, this very show. I could have sold you 10 copies if you wanted it. Can't get them anymore. The Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle, $31.99. We have Blues Travelers and Thieves, $49.99. Aretha Franklin's Greatest Hits, $31.99. Aretha Franklin's Greatest Hits. Five Finger Death Punch, A Decade of Destruction, 2LP Crimson Vinyl, $36.99. I also had Jar of Flies, too. But I do have Dirt and Facelift in stock right now, which is incredible that I can say I have Facelift. 3 weeks ago, Facelift would not be in stock, and we have it right now. And so, okay. Yeah, James Rayner, we can't send you a message because Facebook comments are messed up right now. So if you can message us, please do that immediately. Your mailing address and your email address. The B-52's Whammy, limited edition splatter vinyl, $31.99. Florida Georgia Line's Greatest Hits is $36.99. Talking Heads Live Chicago 1978, $24.99. We have the Smashing Pumpkins Gish, $39.99. The Lost Boys soundtrack, that's on blue vinyl, $44.99. And Fleetwood Mac Rumors, that's the 2LP Palace pressing, 45 RPM, $59.99. Kevin Kubina wants the Florida Georgia Line's Greatest Hits. We're actually, Bob, thank you for letting me know my mic's crackling. I'm going to put it up for charge. We're actually going to take a break here. It's top of the hour. Better now than 10:30 and come back at 11. We'll come back at 10:30. So if you're watching, here's what we're going to do. When we come back, we're going to recap all the new vinyl from tonight. Kevin also asked about Obituary and Overkill. I must have missed that. I did. Eric S. got an Overkill. Kevin wants an Obituary and Overkill. I'll pull those for you right now. Overkill and Obituary. Sorry about that. Those are sold to you, Kevin. $29 and $48.99. Let's see. What else did I get? Mark Allen, Doc Smith. Eric S. Soul Asylum. I don't think I answered that question. Soul Asylum is $38.99. 30th anniversary, 5,000 black and gold colored vinyl. We got Ron's Alan Jackson. Kevin got Florida Georgia Line, Obituary, and Overkill. Alice Lowry, The Black Crows. That was Shake Your Moneymaker, $33.99. So we're going to go back through tonight's new arrivals. We'll do a buy it now, best offer. I know some of y'all are itching to making offers on a few things, which will probably get them sold. We'll go back through those records the second time, and then I'll do some half-off bins and some discount bins. Eric S. is sold on the Soul Asylum. That's sold to Eric S. And Alice Lowry sold on the Black Crows, Unplugged or Jar Flies. They pop up in collections. Most people who have those records aren't going to sell them. I mean, if somebody has that in their collection, they probably don't want to let go of it. So hopefully we're waiting just an official repress so we can get them. There's some bootlegs out there. It's really hard for us to sell those. They're bootlegs, but those are expensive. If you see one slip up on eBay, it'll bring over $100. So, okay, thanks for watching. We'll be back for part 2. If you like vintage records discounted, you want to come back for part 2. We'll go through all kinds of bins. Stand up, stretch your legs, maybe drink a Monster or a Red Bull, do something. And then when we come back, we will sell the heck out of some vintage. We'll probably go through 5 or 6 crates. We'll be back around 10:30, 10:35, probably closer to 10:35. So, thanks, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes. I'm going to eat some chicken and dumplings.